Today we are tackling the biggest, most daunting category in my entire collection, my lip product collection. To give you guys an idea of the scale we're dealing with here, I have spent the last few weeks building a master inventory of every single product that I own. And currently I am sitting on 1,150 lip products. Now, before we dive into the why, I feel like it's my responsibility as a beauty content creator to be 100% transparent with you guys about these numbers. I've audited the cost of this collection and the total value is staggering. So $10,653.49 of this was sent to me in PR packages for work. So that makes up about 49%. But the other $10,890.11, that was my own personal money. I know, and I understand that that number sounds so out of touch. And as an outsider looking in, I would definitely agree with you. In this moment, I feel like it's really important for me to let you guys in on my experience. This collection is the result of 9 years of collecting and reviewing and working essentially in the beauty industry. If you look back at my old videos, or if you've been with me since the beginning, I focused on lip products for a really long time. I started making YouTube videos back in 2016 because I felt like there was a lack of representation for people who looked like me. And at that time, I wanted to show up and share my experiences, and I wanted to be as helpful as possible. And for years, I viewed having everything as a job requirement. I would run out and hunt down full lip product collections and purchase them honestly without even batting an eyelash. But today, I am realizing that having everything means I'm actually enjoying nothing. So this isn't just another declutter where I toss things in a bin and then I move on. This is going to be a mindful audit. Like I mentioned in our first part, declutters have really never worked for me. I always subconsciously viewed it as an opportunity to make room for more products. And I was kind of stuck in this hamster wheel of product all the time. With the state of the world, with consumerism just taking over, I want to really take a step back and reevaluate my spending habits and what I want to put out into our little space on the internet. So my goal with this was to look at 1,150 items and find the essentials, the products that actually serve my work and my life. Can I be so real with you guys right now? I want to stop the cycle of overconsumption and transition into being a truly mindful consumer. Now, I'll tell you guys now, I have never been good at quitting anything cold turkey. So I think that making actionable decisions that help me towards my end goal is going to help me with my long-term success as well as my long-term habits. So from this point forward, if I'm going to buy it, it has to be a necessity for a video. This is a 2-hour marathon audit. We're going to be picking out the products that I use regularly. I'm swatching almost everything to talk about dupes, and by the end, I will also show you the 172 products I have officially removed. And also at the end, I wanted to share with you guys our new total and buying guidelines for my future purchases. If you yourself have ever felt overwhelmed by your own stash, or if you just want to know the expensive truth behind a decade of working in this space, then grab a snack, get comfy, and feel free to pause and come back as needed. Let's get started. All right, hi you guys. So we are back. We're starting with our lip products here. I did grab based on categories, and right here I have like lip balms, glossy lip balms, stuff like that, tinted, non-tinted. And then on this side, we have more of our traditional bullet lipsticks. We have everything from drugstore to high-end lipsticks. Honestly, I want to start with the one I think is going to be the easiest for me. Let's start with lip balms. I feel like I should be able to get through these a little bit better, but we will see. And we're going to do it based on colors, not by brands. I have found that when it comes to collecting similar colors and not the same brands, it definitely gives me a bird's eye view of all of the different colors, or similar colors I should say, to each other, so that I can see it for myself, see how many of the same colors I have, and then just pick the things that I think makes the most sense for me to keep. So as you guys can see here, I tried to separate this out in very rough categories. I do have like my stick lip balms and stuff still here. here, and I figured we would go ahead and just focus on the squeezy tube lip balms first, and these two because, I don't know, I kind of categorize them in the same since they're more liquefied than they are stick versions. So let me walk you guys through this. Again, it is very rough and just based on my memory and also the packaging. So down here we have more of our purple berries, and then we have our deeper reds. Here we have reds, corals, peachy shades. All of these are going to be our brown nudie lip balms. Right here in the center we do have our clear lip balms. Here we have our lighter pinks, and then we have our brighter, warmer pinks. So that is kind of how I'm going to separate it out. We will decide as we go if we're going to be swatching some of these together. Like these, for instance, are very, very similar in tone. So maybe I'll end up swatching those together. Maybe I'll swatch these together. But either way, I wanted to just start here. So I guess we can go ahead and start with the clear ones because that seems like it would be the easiest. We'll see. So the ones that I want to pick out right now, just based on my memory. Also, sorry for my nails. They are a bit chipped, but I wanted to get this video filmed for you guys. So I am going to keep these Edam Le Chouchou lip balms. These are the new ones that came in a duo this holiday season, Pain au Chocolat and Croissant Beurre, I can't say that. Butter croissant essentially is what it means. I'm keeping these two because they are newer to the collection. They are limited edition, and typically I am more inclined to keep limited edition ones so that I can compare them to other products that come out either within the line or in a separate brand that may be similar and may be replacement. So I'm keeping these. I do have this Prequel one, and I'm keeping this because this is actually one that I throw in my purse a lot. I just took it out for the video and for the declutter. It has an SPF of 30, so this does have sun protection. I like to wear it whenever I'm doing errands, whenever I'm going out and I don't need an actual lip color or don't want to wear a lip color. And I like to top some of my lip products with this too. I have a couple of the e.l.f. Squeeze Me lip balms. I bought these so that I could see how they compared to other more high-end lip balms, and I think for that sake, to have something to compare them to, I am going to keep. Ooh, I like both of these. Oh, they both smell so good, but I think that I usually reach for the grape more, so I'll keep the grape and I will get rid of the honeydew one. 2 Summer Fridays lip balms. This is where the makeup lover in me and the collector in me really takes front row because I want to keep them because I love having a collection of these lip balms, but realistically, I have not reached for these really much at all. And having one of the Summer Fridays lip balms in my project pan has kind of made me realize that these are not my favorite lip balms. I think because I have so many vanilla scented lip balms, I'll keep the mint one and I will declutter the vanilla one. These are good if you don't need a lot of hydration for lip balms. It's just a nice thin layer of hydration, but really I will reach for something else if I want more hydration. Okay, I have a bunch of these Persona peptide lip balms that I got in PR years ago, and they have since repackaged and reformulated. I may go ahead and declutter all of these because I was looking at these and I was sniffing them and they smell like they went off. So I'm going to go ahead and declutter, and these are all different shades. Here's the clear, June, pomegranate, and bubble. The nice thing about their new packaging is they coordinate with the colors inside. I have this Naturium Phytoglow lip balm. You guys will see I have like almost every color in the Naturium lip balms. Again, it's the collector in me, but because I have different shades, I think I'm more inclined to keep the tinted ones, and I'll go ahead and declutter that one. Same thing with the Tower 28 one. I have tinted versions of this one, so I'm going to go ahead and declutter that. And the Bare Original Cloud 9 Peptide Lip Serum. I did get this in PR a while back. I think that's such a cool applicator. It has like 3 metal roller balls there, but this one is very lightly used, and I think that this can go to someone else. So I'm going to go ahead and declutter this too. So this is what we are decluttering in the clear and some tinted ones, and then these are the ones we're keeping. So we're moving into the tinted lip balm category, and I did not realize that we have another e.l.f. one. This is the strawberry, and this one I believe is clear too, so I'm going to go ahead and declutter that, and we're going to go ahead and swatch all of these just so we can see what they're looking like. I think it's going to be a range of oranges and reds and peaches and corals and stuff like that. A lot of these have not been used in a long time, so I know that they're going to come out separated like that did. All right, you guys, here we have everything swatched. Now, I did not swatch this Naturium Phytoglow lip balm in the shade Lychee because this one is very old and I need to just throw it away. I kept this because it had that metal applicator and I was like, man, this one's so good, but definitely not safe to use anymore. It does smell like it's gone off. I think I've had this for I think over over 6 or 7 years now, so I'm just gonna go ahead and toss that one. But everything else we do have swatched here. So that first one is going to be Naturium Phyto Glow Lip Balm in Mango. Second one is Summer Fridays Lip Butter Balm in Poppy. Third, we have Naturium in Peach. Fourth, the Tower 28 in Blood Orange Vanilla. Another Naturium one in the shade Spritz. And then second to last is Strawberry. And the very last one is from Fantasy Cosmetica and Makeup Just for Fun. And this one, funny enough, you guys, I don't think these have shades. So we're just gonna go off of the actual color of them. I got the whole collection in PR a while back. We're definitely gonna be getting rid of some of them. When it comes to tinted lip balms, they do come off a lot more sheer on my lips whenever I actually apply the amount that I usually wear. You're really going to see the shades here way more pigmented than they actually would be on my lips. I want to go ahead and probably declutter the Summer Fridays in Poppy. Not because I don't like the shade, but I've had this one for a really long time and it probably should go anyways. We're going to declutter her right there. And then I think these two are so similar. I really liked this line from Naturium. I think it was part of their summer line. Their summer line last year, I think it was. I really like them, but I don't need both. And I think that I want to declutter Strawberry. I'm going to go ahead and declutter this color in the Fantasy Cosmetica. I can go ahead and declutter Peach and then I'll keep these three. So I'm keeping Mango because I do like an orange balm. They're actually very flattering and you can really make them work if you have a complexion like mine. Tower 28 and Spritz from Naturium. And then we're going to go ahead and take these out. Next up, I went ahead and swatched my lighter pink ones. Now I forgot that this one, again, from CoverGirl, this is the Squishy Glaze. This one is a clear one and it's the scent Peach Gummies. It smells like peach gummies, but a little bit not like peach gummies. It smells a little bit chemically, and I bought this for a video. I did review this one. I do like it, but I'm also not incredibly crazy about it either. But since this is my only one from CoverGirl, I'm inclined to keep it for, again, reference. So I'm going to keep that one. Let's go over the colors of these. Now this one came out really oily, but it is more of a light pink shade. So first we have a Naturium lip balm, again part of that same summer collection. This is in Watermelon. And then we have the Cocoa Kind lip blur balm. This one is in Be Kind, and all of their lip balms are fragrance free. Persona, this is the new formulation and new packaging, by the way, you guys. This is in the shade Bubble and it has a little bit of sparkle, but you really can't tell too much. Then we have Summer Fridays Pink Sugar. Again, it is right there, but you can't really see it based on that swatch. Tower 28, this is going to be the lightest baby pink of the bunch. This is Watermelon Kiwi. And then lastly, we have the Too Faced Pillow Balm, and I love these. This is Pink Pineapple Kiss. I wear one of these at night every night. I have the original one and I wear the mango one. I just like interchange them, and I love how hydrating these are on the lips. So we're definitely going to be keeping this one. We can go ahead and declutter the Tower 28 because I can't see myself really wearing that one. And then the Cocoa Kind one is very warm compared to the other ones, but this is a newer formula to me. I still wear them quite often. I have a couple of the different shades and I am liking it quite a bit. So we're going to keep that, but I think we're going to keep all of these and we're going to declutter the Tower 28. Okay, now we have some of our warmer, I guess brighter pinks that I have swatched here. It's definitely an array here, but I want to show you guys the ones that I already decided I'm going to keep. So Too Faced Pillow Balm, this one is in Watermelon Kiss, a brighter pink but still same great formula, so I'm going to keep that one. Again, another newer Persona Peptide Lip Balm. This one is in the shade Kiss. It's a little bit more of a sheer red shade. Keeping that one. This one is a newer one to me. This is the Kulfi Lip Balms and I really love this one. It's Coconut Chum Chum. It feels really nice and thick and hydrating, and it has really good pigmentation as well. The only one that I have from the line, so I'm going to keep that one. Another Prequel Lip Visor, but this one is tinted. This is in the shade Rose Dust, and I do wear this one often whenever I want that sun protection, but I want a little bit of color, so I'll wear that one. And I really like these Milk Pomades. I like to wear them them when I work out because they're thinner, they're not too thick and goopy on the lips when you don't want to think about having stuff on your face, you know. These are great for that. It just keeps my lips hydrated just enough. And this is my favorite one. It's in Workout and it smells delicious. It smells like candy. Everything else that was in that category we have here that we swatched. So firstly, another Naturium lip balm. This is in the shade Goji. Next we have Hibiscus, and there's like something in there. I don't know if that was on my arm or if that was in here, but that is Hibiscus. Another Milk Balmade, and this is in the shade Refresher. Such a beautiful shade, and they're so lightly tinted. Another Fantasy Cosmetica lip balm, and actually this is a beautiful dusty rosy pink shade. I maybe should have put it up here with the nudes. Maybe I'll swatch it next to those. And then another Tower 28. This is Red Bean Mochi, and definitely one of my favorites that they have in terms of color. And then a K-Skin Isle Lip Balm SPF 30, another lip balm that has SPF. I bought this upon a recommendation of a friend, and it's not my favorite. I gotta say, for SPF lip balms, it's not my favorite, but I know a lot of people really, really love that one. And then lastly, we have the Fenty Beauty Pro Kisser Luscious Lip Balm in Latte Lips. And this is going to be very similar to the Too Faced one in the sense that it's not super overly shiny, but it feels hydrating and it gives you a little bit of color. I've actually gone through a tube of this, and then this was the one that I purchased after the fact. I think definitely going to pass along Phyto Glow Hibiscus from Naturium. I just don't ever wear that color. I like the Goji one. I think that this one actually pulls really nice and warm, and it like just warms up my whole complexion. This one I want to swatch against Workout, the one that I'm keeping. They're just so similar. So that one is definitely more of a warm pink, while this one is more of a red shade. I don't know. Honestly, I don't know yet. I may keep it for now. I like this Fantasy Cosmetica shade. I think it's really pretty. I want to keep all of these except for the Naturium one. I'm going to declutter that one. And the reason I'm keeping this, even though I'm not a huge fan, is because I think that this is worth keeping so I can find the best SPF lip balms and compare them. And that's still something that I think a lot of people are interested in. So we're keeping all of those. Moving on to our berry and purple shades. So I'm keeping these two just so you guys know. The Laneige Glaze Craze Tinted Lip Serum, and this one is in Blueberry Jelly. And then my Edam La Chou Chou Lip Balm in the shade Fig Sauce. Now, I don't think I'm going to be decluttering any of my Edam lip balms because I rotate them quite often. I wear them quite often, and I love every single shade. I love this texture. I love the way that it hydrates my lips. It actually feels like it's hydrating the inside of my lip, not just like the top of them. So definitely keeping all of my Edam, and I'm keeping this because this is a newer formula and I want to hold on to this because I do find that this is a very interesting applicator. I like the way that it feels, the glossiness and the glassiness and high shine on the lips, and I think it's a really good product to keep to be able to like compare to other things. So those are going to be kept, and then I swatched everything else here. I love this color story. First of all, I think these are so beautiful. So firstly, we have Tower 28 Confetti Cake. That was, I believe, a limited edition one. And then we have the e.l.f. Glow Reviver Melting Lip Balm in Yummy Gummy. I talked about that in a video previously. Another Milk Balmade. This one is in Juiced. And then the last three swatches we have here are Plum, Petal, and Jam. Those are going to be those last three. So looking at this now, because we've kept some of the milk ones, I'm going to declutter that milk one. I think I can declutter the Naturium and Jam because I do think that that one and the e.l.f. one are similar, and I do want to keep the e.l.f. one for a dupe or reference and stuff. It's always nice to have a drugstore option to recommend or talk about or reference back to you guys because I know some people have tried those. I will also declutter Tower 28 Confetti Cake because there are other shades that I think I can go ahead and keep, and I don't really reach for that one often. So we're going to declutter those and we are going to keep those. All right, now we have our deeper red, crimson-y type of lip balms, and here are the ones that I'm going to keep. Just going over them again with you guys. The Edam La Chou Chou Lip Balm in the shade Bissap Glaze, and we're going to keep the two NYX Smushy Matte Lip Balms. I have referenced these a couple times in the past. You guys do ask for comparisons with these with other products, so I think it's worth keeping those two for work. Also the Ulla Henriksen Pout Preserve Peptide Lip Treatment. This is in Cocoa Cream, and I really like this one. I reach for this often. I really enjoy the Ulla Henriksen Pout Preserve Peptide Lip Treatments. They're pretty equal with the Edam ones, but I reach for the Edam ones more these days. And then everything else we have swatched right here. We have another Milk Pomade. They sent the whole collection when I got these. This is in the shade Quench, and I'm looking at it, I'm like, wow, this is beautiful. I kind of forgot about that shade. Then we have this Verse Silk Slip Tinted Lip Oil. This is newer to the collection, and I've only tried it like once or twice. It's not as hydrating as I would like it to be. It's okay, but that pigment's pretty insane, isn't it? And then Tower 28 Ube Vanilla. This is definitely one of my most worn ones. And then again, two more Naturium lip balms. We have Crimson and we have Ruby. I'm going to declutter the Naturium in Crimson. I'm going to keep Ruby. I'm going to probably keep this. I have to revisit the milk ones like when I do another pass. Ube Vanilla we're keeping, and I'm a little bit on the fence about this. I'm pretty sure that I have another shade, a more reddish shade somewhere, but I don't know where it is. So because I want to make sure I keep this formula for reference points, I'm going to keep this one for now, but once I find that other shade, I'm probably going to declutter that one. So we're going to keep those, and we're decluttering this Naturium one. And here are all the nudie brown tones that I've gone ahead and swatch. So I'm keeping all of these right here. We'll quickly go over Saltaire Lip Oil Balm in Toasted, the only one I have, so keeping it for reference. Same thing about the brand new Patrick Ta Creme Brulee Lip Balm. This one is a newer one to me that I actually got from a YouTube event, and I really enjoy it. It's the Pout Preserve from Ulla Henriksen in Cocoa Creme Glimmer. I wore this in a video recently, and I just loved the way that one looked. Again, a Laneige Glaze Craze Lip Serum in Sugar Glaze. This is my favorite shade of the two that I own. Two more Edam lip balms, and then another Too Faced Pillow Balm in Hot Cocoa Kiss. Then lastly, Tower 28 Dulce de Leche. So here we have everything else swatched, like I mentioned. I just gotta tell you guys, having lip balm swatch on your arms feels so icky. Hopefully you guys can see these. Another milk one. This is Pump. It's pretty much a clear one, but you know, I kept so many already, I'm gonna go ahead and declutter. I don't want to declutter for the sake of decluttering, getting rid of things, but being realistic about how often I reach for things, it's just not necessary. Naturium Mocha, I'm going to pass that one along because I don't really wear dark brown tones like that anymore. We have a Jones Road. It says Cool Gloss. It's dripping. Oh my gosh. It says Cool Gloss, but pretty much like it's a gloss lip balm hybrid type of thing. I think I only need to keep one because I do have two of them here, and I can't tell what color that is. I'm gonna have to put a little bit more here. They're both cool tones, and I don't typically wear cool tones, but again, I do think it's necessary for me to have at least one of these in my collection for comparison's sake. So I think I'm going to keep Nude Beige, which is this one, and then we're going to get rid of Nudist. Another Summer Fridays. This is Brown Sugar. Are we surprised? I do really like this shade though, so I'm going to keep that one. Because we kept the purple shade of the e.l.f. lip balm, I'm going to declutter this one in Vanilla Toffee. It is really pretty. It's quite warm though, and I just don't really see myself reaching for it often, so we're going to declutter her. This one was in my project pan for so long, you guys. This is Vanilla Beige from Summer Fridays. I had too much pressure on myself trying to finish this up, and it lasts forever, but I am going to keep it so I can just casually finish that one up. And then we have three Naturiums here. Once again, we have Latte, which is that one, Spice, which is this one, and then Chai, which is this one. I'm going to get rid of Chai. I'm going to keep Latte, and I think I'm going to keep Spice. And then we have the last two Fantasy Cosmetica lip balms, and I realized, if you guys can see, that my swatches are a bit ridiculous right here. I apologize. This last one is like a pinky shade, a warm pink with gold shimmer, which I think is really pretty and quite unique. So I'm going to keep that last one, and we're going to declutter that one. All right, guys, and here is what we're left with. We are decluttering and donating all of these lip balms, and then I'm going to be keeping these either because I genuinely use them often, I'm committing to using them up, and there are some in here that I'm strictly keeping for work purposes. So this is what we have going on. Not crazy good, but I will say better than our last declutter. Okay, so now we're moving on to our stick lip balms, and this was kind of hard to categorize, you guys, because we have like glossy lip balm, lip stain, lipstick type of things. I'm a little unsure about these, but this is why I categorize these in the lip balm category, is because these are products that I will wear if I want to have color on my lips and I want some comfort on my lips. Whether I wear these alone or with something else, they're kind of like, I don't know, kind of like a catch-all. I don't really know how to explain it, but it made sense in my head when I was doing it. So let's go ahead and pick stuff out first, and then we'll kind of narrow these down. The Phytosurgeon's Calm Conditions Lip Balm. This is the only one that I have from the Phytosurgeon's lip balm line, and this is Brave Break. I bought this when these first released, and I really enjoy these lip balms. If you guys have not tried them yet, they actually feel very hydrating. They're slightly like waxy without actually having wax in them, so I feel actual hydration on my lips. They don't slip and slide, they actually stay put. They're very, very good, and they give you an incredibly natural amount of pigmentation. They're not meant to be a lipstick whatsoever. The first thing that this is supposed to do is to condition your lips, and that's truly what this does. I have used a good amount of this, and I do hope to use even more of this as the year goes on, because I really do enjoy it, and to be able to condense my collection more, I think it'll be more top of mind. The Finding Ferdinand lip balms I really enjoy. If you guys are not familiar, Finding Ferdinand is an indie brand, and they have some incredible lip products. It's going to be very hard for me to narrow this down, if at all, but I definitely know that I want to keep the color Mon Cherie. They're all these like black lip balms. As you can see here, it's a bit deeper, but it does come off like a wash of color. Very similar actually to the Phytosurgeon's lip balms. They feel kind of similar in the sense that they feel hydrating. They're not overly pigmented. They really prioritize that hydration. These also have a slightly sweet, like fruity scent to them. They smell really good. So I'm keeping this one. I only have one of these hard candy lip balms. Is it a lip balm? No, I think it's like a lip color. I've talked about this in a previous video before. This is in the one, and I'm going to keep this again. When it comes to drugstore items, it is a lot easier for me to hold on to things in terms of referencing and finding a less expensive alternative for things. So I love to keep those on hand. This one from Violette FR, the Bisou Balm. I have a Bisou Balm and a Bisou Jelly. So these are two different formulas. The Bisou Balm is going to be like a blurring lip balm, and this is also in the shade Mon Cherie, but this one does have more pigmentation, more payoff, and it does have that velvety blurred finish to it. This one does not feel hydrating on its own. I would say that this is more for the aesthetic, so I really like this one. It's newer in my collection, and I do enjoy it when I want like a no makeup look, kind of like a natural stained lip look. And then this is a Bisou Jelly. It says Sheer Lip Shine, and I have this in the shade Aisa. And this is going to be kind of like a hydrated type of lip balm. It says jelly, but it's definitely a bit drier than what I would expect something called a jelly to be. But I like keeping this because it is a different formula. It's very unique to other things that I have. These Versed Cashmere Color Smoothing Lip Blushes are very nice. They're similar to the Violette FR Bisou Balm, except at a lower price point. And these are definitely newer to the market. I have really been enjoying this for an affordable option. Again, it gives you that blurred lip look, and if you guys are familiar with the Refi lip blurs, it's similar to those, but this one has a little bit more shine than the Bisou Balm and the Refi lip blurs, but I really like it. Again, not one that I would reach for hydration, more so for aesthetic, so I'm keeping this one in Scene. And then we are left with all of these. Oh, you know what? There's a color in here. I think it's Grateful. So this shade in Grateful, these are the Bare Minerals lip balms, by the way. They're dewy lip gloss balms, but I put it here because they do feel hydrating, similar to an actual lip balm, and the shade Grateful is the one that I like to reach for. It's a very neutral leaning warm tone. It looks really natural on my lip color, and these are, as you can see, like on the top of this, it is quite hydrating. It's definitely kind of that gloss balm type of thing, but it's not slippery, it's not overly shiny. It's definitely a little bit more toned down, and I think that's what makes it so wearable, so I'm keeping that shade for sure. And lastly, for sure keeping, Glossy Ultra Lip in Trench. This is by far my favorite shade. It's the one that I have gotten the most use out of, as you can see. I have had these since they've launched, so they are quite old, but they still work just fine. And this one is for sure more of a warm beige color. I think it looks so good on the lips, and these are nice and comfortable for a lip color. So I'm keeping that one. Okay, now I'm going to try to put these in order and figure out what I'm gonna do with them. Actually, before we do that, I'm keeping this Glossy Generation G lipstick. I think it's a lipstick in the shade Cake. It's more of this subtle tone. It's a bit on the beige warm side again. It's kind of like a matte version of Trench, if I'm honest. And this one, I've not gotten as much use as I want to, but I've been really into tones like this again, where it's a little bit more desaturated. So I'm going to make it a point to reach for this one more. All right, so aside from this one that is very cool toned and different from everything else that we have here, I have everything kind of categorized out into similar color families. So on the side we have our more nudie pink ones. Here we have more of our reddish tones. These are going to be our brownish purplish red tones right here. And then we have our nudie beige shades, and then we have more of our rose tones. So we're gonna go in and swatch all of these and kind of get an idea of what we're working with here. So I'll start here with these pinky tones. All right, so here are the tones that we have. So this first one, I did not realize. I thought the outer packaging had meant that it was a pink tone, but this is a clear, and this is in the shade Dream. Don't know if I'm going to need this, so right now I'm going to put it in the declutter and donate pile. Secondly, we have the Glossy Ultra Lips, and this one is in the shade Villa. It's my second favorite. Trench is my first, and then Villa is my second favorite. I do really like that one, and I reach for it quite often. And then we have the Lawless Lip Balm in the shade Cupid. It's going to be that very bright, kind of lavendery pink right there. Then we have Ravi Beauty, and this is in the shade Tulip. I would say this is more of a rosy red tone than a pink on me. And then we have Bare Minerals Hope, which love this. It's a subtle orange tone, and I find those look so good on my skin tone. Oops, okay, that's a mess. And then we have Kosas Heat Wave. This one, definitely I think I'm going to keep. I think I'll keep the Bare Minerals. The Ravi Beauty in Tulip, I might go ahead and declutter because we have two other shades that I'm pretty sure I like more. I'm going to declutter Lawless Cupid only because I just don't reach for this shade as much as the other ones. And then I'm going to keep Villa from Glossier. So these we will be keeping, and these we're going to go ahead and pass along. All right, so here we have more of our rosy tones. We do have a couple of like more nudie colors thrown in here. Firstly, we have another Kosas lipstick. This one is in the shade Sunset Simmer. Next, we have another Lawless lip balm, and this is in Amaretto. This is the one that I wear the most out of the ones that I own. Next is one that is completely like torn up and chewed up. Not chewed up, but like it's pretty messed up. I don't know how this happened. This has gotten some lots and lots of love, honestly. This is the Persona E-Balm in the shade Gratitude. I love these. These were some of my first like glossy colored lip balms, and I genuinely like could not get enough of them. Next, we have a Jones Road lipstick. This is one of the lip tints, and this is in the shade Nude Rose. Definitely a true rose and slightly on the cool side. And then another Bare Minerals lip balm. Again, I got these all together in PR. This is in the shade Affection. It's a beautiful, very subtle sheer rose tone. And then lastly, we have another Ravi Beauty in Dahlia. This one again is more on the cool side of things, while the other one looked more fuchsia sort of and a bit warmer. Although it does look more cool, this is actually one of the cool tones that I feel like I can kind of like pull off. I feel like I only want to keep the Jones Road in Nude Rose if this next one in Nude Mauve doesn't work out for me. Let me just swatch it right here so we can compare them, because I want to make sure that I have at least one to use and compare. So that one is definitely more cool and more on the nude side, like beigey side. But which one do I like more? This is going to be one that I'm going to have to do on a second pass. I think I have to wear them and like test them out. So I'm actually going to keep all of these. Next, we have more of our nudie beige shades, and these are some of my favorites to wear, you guys. I can tell you already, I'm probably not going to declutter any of these because they are incredibly versatile. I love to to pair them with lip liners or by themselves, and they always look really good. So another Kosas lipstick. This is my most worn from this line, and this is 100 Degrees. Next, we have Lily from Review Beauty, sorry. And this is definitely the one that I reach for the most. And then we have another Bare Minerals lip balm in the shade Friendship. This is my second favorite color. I don't know why I didn't pull that one out. And then we have Pony from Glossy Ultra Lips. It's kind of like Villa, except this one is more noticeably cool tone. And then we have one of these Tower 28 kind of like Juice Bomb chubby sticks. And this one has some wax bloom on it. I was trying to figure out if it was mold or if it was wax bloom, and I'm looking at it and I do think that it's just wax bloom. So let me know in the comments down below what you guys think, but it all looks white and pretty much uniform. So I'm pretty sure that this one is just wax bloom. And then lastly, another Jones Road lip tint. And this one is the one we swatched earlier in Nude Mauve. So keeping all of these because I do tend to reach for these shades quite often, and I really like all of these formulas. Next, we have our more deep brownie kind of berry tones, I guess, or yeah, like cool berry tones. So the first one is another Glossy Ultra Lip, and this is in the shade Ember. Definitely a more bold lip compared to all the other ones. Next, we have Finding Ferdinand, and this one is in the shade Black Cherry. And honestly, looking at it compared to the other ones, this one looks quite red versus being more purple toned. No, it's looking really, really red right there. Next, we have one of the Versed Cashmere color lip blushes. This one is in the shade Reserve, and right underneath that we have the shade Lounge. This is a newer one to me. I actually have not gotten a chance to try this one yet, but I have other shades that I purchased whenever they first came out. This is more on the cool purpley side, and this one is more on the beige neutral side. And then another Bare Minerals lip balm in the shade Devotion, and so pretty. So out of these, I think I will be decluttering the Glossy Ultra Lips, and I'm going to keep the rest of them. Actually, you know what? I can go ahead and declutter the Finding Ferdinand in the shade Black Cherry because it's starting to pull very, very red, and I would much rather it be more on the purpley tone. So I think this one I can go ahead and declutter. And lastly, here we have more of our sheer red tones, and all of them look quite similar once you have them like swatched out, but I will say they pull very differently on my lips. My lips aren't super pigmented, but they definitely have a different pigment than like, you know, my forearm. So first we have another Finding Ferdinand Delicious Balm. This one is in the shade Feministe, and it's kind of like this pinky red tone. Another Bare Minerals, and this is in the shade Strength, and I love how this one's kind of like in orangey red. We have a Tower 28 Juice Balm. This one is in the shade Shake, and again, we have a good amount of wax bloom going on here. I think it's fine though, but I don't know. You guys let me know. We have a Persona E-Balm, and this is in the shade Manifest. This one right here. Another Lawless lip balm. This one is in the shade Cherry Vanilla after their classic Cherry Vanilla shade. And then lastly, another Versed lip blush in the shade Spice. And this one is just so, so beautiful. And I'm dropping things like crazy. But looking at this, I'm going to go ahead and donate that Finding Ferdinand one. I think because we already kept one of the Lawless lip balms, I'm going to go ahead and donate that Cherry Vanilla one. It's still in really, really great shape. Both of them honestly are. The Tower 28 Juice Balm, I'm going to declutter because we kept that other shade as well. I want to keep this because I love that orangey red tone. I think those look fabulous. And I'm going to go ahead and get rid of the Persona E-Balm in Manifest. So we're going to keep these two, and then we're going to donate these four. And here is what we are left with. These are the lip balm kind of hydrating lipsticks that we are going to be keeping, and then these are all the ones that we are either going to be donating or just decluttering. Now we have all of our more traditional lipsticks in the sense that they're like more in bullet lipsticks. Look how beautiful this one is, by the way. So we have those, and then we have these like click up pen types. I had them kind of separated out because I was thinking I would declutter them in that way, but I actually feel like I want to declutter in terms of finish. And again, keeping in mind that I do want to be mindful to keep specific products from specific brands, specific colors, and things to, you know, have in comparison, as well as things that I genuinely enjoy. So I'm going to take some time to categorize these out as best I can. It's going to be difficult. I think we have a lot of different things going on here. So let's see what we can do here. Okay, so here's what we're working with, kind of. So we have all of our more matte, satin matte type of bullet lipsticks here. Then we have our more satin or shiny or juicy lipsticks here. And then we have all of our like lip oil, balm, glossy lip product, like lipstick type of things in here. It's all very loosely done, but I think this will get us somewhere. I think this is a good start. I would like to start with these satins and then we'll move on from there. All right, guys, here's what we kind of have going on. So these are all together right here. And then we have a row right here, here, and here. So we have our deeper tones, brownish, dark reddish tones here. Then we have our cooler mauve-y tones here, a little bit more like on the mauve tone there. We have our reddish rosy tones, and then we have all of what I would consider nude beigey pink, rosy pinky brown, you know, those type of shades there. We have some outliers here where I couldn't really categorize them, so I'm going to swatch them separately. And then we have the things I know I'm getting rid of, and then the things I know I'm keeping. So let's go over those first. So these I'm going to donate. This, oh sorry, I'm not donating this one. This one is torn up. Look at this. It's like, I think it's gonna fall out. So this one is completely melted and broken right there, and it's not really usable. I could probably like melt it down and reshape it and do all the things, but to be quite honest, I haven't reached for this all year, so I'm just gonna go ahead and toss her. And then this one I received in PR a while back, and I haven't used it at all. It's completely new and fresh, so that one I think is good to be donated. And then we have a products that I'm going to be keeping. So really quickly, these are going to be a mixture of ones that I only have one type from. They are going to be a mixture like the black honey and the nude honey right here from Clinique. The ones that I find are pretty universally spoken about, and they tend to get talked about every couple of months. Shades that I like to wear often. The Kofi lipsticks are some of my favorites. The MAC lipsticks I really enjoy. This shade Ginger from Merit I really like. I only have one YSL, one of these Hourglass Satins. I have a matte, but this is my only satin. Soshi, this is something newer to me that I'm still kind of testing out. And then this Tilt Beauty along with a refill I'm still kind of testing out. And then you can see here some of the Maybelline lipsticks that have just recently launched. So these are things I'm testing and or I love, and or things that I only have one of, so I want to keep the formulas so that I have them for reference. So these are all the things that I already picked out that I'm going to keep. Alrighty, so I'm going to tell you guys here right now, this is going to be difficult for me. I don't know how many more times I can say this in this video, so please forgive me. Lip products are definitely difficult for me. I have a huge collection, especially because I spent so much time here on YouTube focusing on lip products. So it does take a really long time to take a collection of over 9-10 years and kind of narrow it down. So I hope you guys can give me some grace, but let's start on this side right here. All right, I have these swatched right here. This is the Fenty High Shine Gloss Stick in the shade Black Cherry. Underneath that one, we have Hot Chocolate, very similar. This one's definitely more berry. This one is a little bit more brown. And then we have the Merit Signature Lip in the shade 1990, a very cool brown. And then lastly, we have La Avenue from Merit, that same formula as this one. So just looking at these right away, I'm going to go ahead and donate 1990. I love the idea of a cool toned lipstick, but I just never wear them. And when I have them on, they just don't do it for me the same way that other lip products do. And I think out of these two, let me think. I really enjoy this formula from Fenty Beauty. I think it's definitely worth it. I just love the way that they look. I love the way that they feel. So I think these are going to be second pass type of products for me. So I'm going to be keeping those, and I'm going to get rid of Merit 1990. Now we have our more nudie beige, but like deeper tones. I have them set up right here. L'Oreal Color Riche in Brazil Nut. I'm pretty sure that one's discontinued now. And then we have another Huda Beauty lipstick. This one is in the shade Boss Chick. I wore this one so much before. I loved the way that one looked. Another Kulfi satin lipstick. These are some of my favorite formulas. And this one is in the shade Maz Mizrah. And then we actually have one of the OG Revlon Super Lustrous lipsticks. They did recently relaunch and reformulate these, by the way, you guys, but I did have some of the OGs that I was holding on to specifically so I could find dupes for them and so I could compare them to the new ones, and I've done that before. This is in the shade Toasting Glasses, definitely a favorite of mine out of their Super Lustrous line, followed by another shade in the line called Glazed Mauve. It's gonna be this one right here. Right underneath that, we have another Fenty Gloss Bomb Stick, and this one is in the shade Is It Fussy? And then I have laying down right here my Fenty Super Shine. I think it's called, I don't remember what these are called, Slip Shines. Are these discontinued, you guys? Because I don't see them at Ulta anymore. I haven't seen them at Sephora, and I don't know if I've seen it on their website recently, but this one is in the shade Goji Gang. I have this one and that. I love these. Second to last, we have Merit Fashion. I love this for like a bold lip, but honestly, I'm not wearing them often, but that's when I would wear those. And then the very last one is Millennial from Merit as well. Sorry, I have to lay my arm on this container because I got my flu shot today. My arm is very tired. Looking at these right now, oh shoot, this is hard. I think I can go ahead and get rid of this old Revlon Super Lustrous in Glazed Mauve because I want to keep Toasting Glasses. I'm very tempted to keep Merit Fashion because I have done looks with this one and I really enjoy them, but to be honest, I have a lot of these formulations. There's a couple of other lipsticks I'm thinking about that I may like a little bit better, so I'm just going to go ahead and move that along, and I want to hopefully donate it while it's still good, it's still usable, so we'll go ahead and get rid of that one. And you know what, I think I will go ahead and move along this Fenty Beauty Is It Fussy tone. I just feel like once it's on my lips, once it's paired, it just looks a little bit too cool, a little too purpley, so we'll go ahead and move that one along too, and then we will keep the rest of these. Actually, I think I will go ahead and get rid of Boss Chick. These tones I just don't wear often anymore, and that is quite old, but if it's still good, I would like for someone to get some extra life out of it before it does go bad. So we're gonna keep these four, oh sorry, 5. I have one laying down here, and then we're gonna donate these 4 right here. Now we have what I had considered more reddish rosy tones. Swatched here, they definitely look like a hodgepodge of colors, but so this is one of the e.l.f. O Cosmetics or e.l.f. Cosmetics O Face Satin lipsticks, and this one is in the shade Shameless. And then again, we have one of those Revlon Super Lustrous lipsticks, the brand new formulation, and this one is in the shade Spiced Wine, followed by one of the OG ones. This is Rum Raisin, and I wanted to show you guys because this one is quite creamy. I find that the newer versions definitely apply more evenly. They're not as melty. They don't give you like a glob of product there. Next, we have this NARS Shine lipstick in the shade Aragon. I am keeping the other shade that I have in Voyeur. I really enjoy that one. And this one is a warmer red tone that I think looks really pretty. And then lastly, we have another Merit lipstick, and this one is in the shade Tiger. I really like this one, but the second I opened this, you guys, it smelled like straight up strong Play-Doh. And when I did the swatch, it was not as pigmented as I remember, like very waxy. So I can already say we are going to go ahead and get rid of this Merit one. And I think I'm going to go ahead and declutter the e.l.f. one as well. No matter how many times I try, or like, you know, for an event, every time I'm like, I'm gonna wear a bold lip, I never really do. So I gotta be real with myself, gotta be honest, and I'm just gonna go ahead and declutter that. I will go ahead and declutter this one too, because I did keep one of the OG formulas of this Revlon Super Lustrous lipstick already, and I don't like this color as much. So we're gonna declutter those 3, donate those, and remove the ones that are no longer good, and then we'll keep these 2 right here. And they're very similar, no? Like this Revlon one definitely has more shine than the NARS one, but they're kind of giving giving me a little bit of the same vibe. If anything, the NARS one's a bit more red, but I could see these being similar on the lip, so maybe a good dupe for each other. All right, so I sectioned out this last one into two, so they're kind of closer in tone here. So the first one we have from Sephora Collection, and this is one of the sheer shines in the shade Brilliance Naturelle number 2. Love that very like natural sheer color. Very similar actually to that NARS Voyeur Shine lipstick, except a bit more pink. And then we have what I would consider the dupe or the high-end version of that Sephora Collection one. This is Cookies and Cocoa. Again, I think that these may be on their way out or like being discontinued. So if you do love these, check out those Sephora Collection Shine lipsticks. Are very, very similar. We have another cool tone. This is a baby pink, and this is from Merit. This is their signature lip in the shade Baby. Another Huda lipstick, and this one is in the shade Hustler. I love the tone of that one. It's so good. And then another Fenty gloss stick in the shade Fenty Glow. This one is definitely more on the nude peach side of things. And then lastly, a Lawless lipstick in the shade Fawn, and this is for sure like a nude beige on myself. I really like all of these. I think they're so good. Unfortunately, they're really great. I think I'm going to declutter the Merit Baby again, just because I don't find myself reaching for these tones often. It's just going to waste in my collection, and I would much rather someone else get it and love on it. I think I'm going to keep the rest of them. I think all of them are quite nice, and I love to wear these with deeper lip liners as well. And lastly, we have these right here. So first is another e.l.f. Cosmetics O-Face lipstick in Standing Ovation. This is actually one I really like wearing blurred out. I think it's really pretty. Another Sephora Collection Shine lipstick. This is in number 3, and this is actually even closer, let me see, to the NARS lipstick that I keep referring to. This one in Voyeur. I feel like they're almost identical. At least they seem like they would be on the lips. Maybe a little bit more deep than that Sephora one, but oh my gosh, so similar. If you're looking for a dupe for the NARS Voyeur, this one I think is gonna be so good. And then probably one of my more favorite lipstick shades from the Merit Signature Lip Line in Bespoke. And then Sparkling Honey from the Revlon OG Super Lustrous lipsticks again. Fenty again in Sorta Selfish. I love this tone. I love this shade. It's so unique to anything that I think I have. And then lastly, another Lawless lipstick, and this is in the shade Cookie. This is definitely my favorite of the Lawless lipsticks. I think I'm going to keep this e.l.f. one, even though it's not my favorite out of the bunch, solely because I want to make sure that I keep one of these lipsticks in the collection for, again, for reference. I'm going to keep all of these. Sorry. But I do love all of these. Well, I don't love this one as much, but you guys already heard why I'm keeping it. Now for the odd ones out that I couldn't really categorize. So another e.l.f. O-Face lipstick. This one is in the shade Effortless, a really pretty tone. But out of these two, the one that we swatched earlier, I do like Standing Ovation more. But this one's definitely my favorite of all of them. This is No Doubt. I think that one layered with a lip liner is so beautiful. Another Merit lipstick in the shade Cabo. I'm always tempted to keep these orangey tones. I want to do a video on like orange tone lipsticks for my complexion and a neutral undertone, because I find they look scary, but then when you put them on, they look so good. And then two more Super Lustrous lipsticks, the OG versions from Revlon. The last one right here is Glossed Up Rose, and again, you can see how it's a little chunky, a little creamy right there. And then we have the shade Nude Illuminator. But I have this one in the new version, so I'm going to keep the OG version so we can do more content on that one. I'm going to declutter the shade Shameless, and because I like No Doubt so much, I think I'm also going to go back on what I said about keeping this one and decluttering this one in the shade Standing Ovation, because I just don't think I need all of them. So I'm keeping these, and then I'm going to get rid of that one and those two. All right, and here's what that pile is looking like. We are getting rid of these right here, and we are keeping these right here. Not terrible all in all, but Not the best, but I'm not mad at it. Alrighty guys, now we have our more satin matte to matte lipsticks. I really tried to categorize these out, but man, it's hard. I'm pretty sure I have some of these like wrong. This one is just an outlier. We have all of our reds here, and you will see I have a lot of matte reds because my favorite way to wear a red is going to be more on the matte side. And then we have like our more nudie shades, and then pinky brown nude shades, more rosy tones, and then we have just like a straight up brown tone. And let me show you guys what I'm keeping. These are all of the lip products that I'm keeping that I would consider matte satin matte because one, they're like the only ones that I have, and again, I want to keep them for reference. So these are all the ones I'm keeping of the bunch, and the rest of them I want to go ahead and swatch for you guys. Let's start off with this one, Juvia's Place lipstick. If you guys have not tried these lipsticks, they are so good. I bought these years ago. I'm pretty sure most of these are past their prime. However, I love these lipsticks. They're so good and creamy and pigmented, and you can really like build it up or you can wear it more sheer. This is the shade Toffee, and I used to really enjoy this one, but I barely wore it. It's somewhere in the neutral, slightly warm tone. It's kind of hard to say, but I don't wear it enough and it's quite old. It's getting up there, so I'm gonna go ahead and declutter that one. Now we have these right here. They're kind of what I thought were going to be more mauvey, plummy sort of tones. So this is what we have going on. This is one of the L'Oreal Le Matte Resistance. No, L'Oreal Color Riche lipsticks. I always get the names wrong because L'Oreal insists on having the longest, lipstick names in the world, but it's the one that looks like this right here. I did a whole video, like a whole swatch video on a bunch of the colors. This one is number 153, La Rosewood Ambition. I really like this formula, this texture. It's nice and creamy. It's definitely a matte, but it has a lot of pigment. You can build it, you can blot it. It always looks so good. And then we have a Milani lipstick. This is in the shade Smitten. So pretty, true warm rose shade. And then right under that we have, oh no, are you kidding? Are these two the same? You guys, it says that these are the same. Don't they look a little different? The tops of them look a bit different to me. Like this one looks more warm, but maybe because I wore it more often. Oh my gosh, they're the same thing. I'm dumb. Well, these two are the same, but in my opinion, they look different. And we have a lot of these Laura Mercier lipsticks. They're the Caviar Smoothing Matte Lipsticks. They sent all of these in PR to me months ago. This is the shade 680 Rosewood Silk, that one right there. And then the very last one is 628 Saint Germain. So obviously, I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of one of these Milani Smittens. That was so silly. Like I told you guys in previous declutter videos, when you start getting a lot of PR and you get like a lot of products, sometimes you do end up with duplicates. As dumb as that sounds, it really does happen. It sucks. Saint Germain, I'm gonna go ahead and declutter because it is quite cool lavender for me, but I'm going to keep this one in Rosewood Silk. I think I'm gonna declutter this L'Oreal one just because I have other shades that I think suit me better. All right, next is our, what would you call this, nudie beige pinky brown category, and this whole color story I love this. It's so beautiful. I'm gonna have a hard time, I will tell you guys that right now. Okay, so the first one is actually from Freck. It's part of the Makeout Club Soft Blur lipsticks. These are so underrated and so not talked about. This one is in the shade Shy Hottie, and then second is another Freck Makeout Club, and this one is in the shade Baddie. And then right underneath that one, we have the Skin by Kim lipstick in the shade Nude 06 right here. It's quite a warm, what would you call that? Like a terracotta? No, it's more neutral cool than that. Actually, it's more of a, I don't know actually. I feel like I'm going cross-eyed. I feel like it's a cool tone, neutral brown. I don't know. But if you guys didn't know, this line is discontinued, but I do think it's gonna have a comeback, so that's interesting. Right under that, we have another Merit lipstick. This is the matte lipstick in the shade Equestrian. How absolutely stunning is that shade? This one right here is going to be from L'Oreal, and that is 804, he thinks he's macho. I'm pretty sure this is discontinued if I'm not mistaken. Another Juvia's Place lipstick, and this is in the shade Me. I used to wear this shade all the time when I first found out about these lipsticks. They're so good. One of the Maybelline lipsticks, one of these like slim super stay lipsticks, I think. Color Sensational matte lipsticks in the shade 799 More Taupe. That's going to be that one right there. Very similar, I would say, to this one. Yeah, probably closest to that one, a little bit like the Juvia's Place one, but not quite. And then under that we have a much warmer like pink tone than everything else. This one is from What's Up Beauty in ANKH, Ank. This is an indie makeup brand, and look at this embossing, you guys. It is incredible. So beautiful. Love the detail on this bullet, and the color of this bullet is one of my favorite colors ever. A Bobbi Brown lipstick. This is the Luxe Matte lipstick, and goodness gracious, that is absolutely stunning. This is Boutique Brown. I've worn this a couple of times, but I always forget about it, if I'm being honest. And every time I see it, I'm like, whoa, I need that. I love it. Another Laura Mercier Caviar matte lipstick. By the way, these smell horrendous. They have a floral scent to it, and it's incredibly strong. Like, it's so strong, but the formula is really good, and it doesn't linger all day, but it does last a fair amount of time. Just so you guys know, this is 123 Fifth Avenue, and the last one is 738 Les Halles. So here's what I'm thinking. I'm going to get rid of that Laura Mercier one because I just don't think I'm going to wear that color much at all. I think this What's Up Beauty one we can get rid of because I have other shades that I like more than this one, so those can go. I'm going to keep those first three, so these right here. Yeah, you guys, I think that's it. All right, now we have our more pinky nudes, ones that I thought would be more like pinky nudes. First, again, another Skin by Kim, and this one is in the shade number Nude 03, and then another Skin by Kim in the shade number Nude 06. Oh my gosh, that label is so tiny. That shade right there, a very cool toned brown. And then we have one of these Armani Power Lip Mattes, I think is what it's called. Number 112, quite a rosy tone compared to the other ones. And right next to that is another Armani one in the shade 117. And then after that, we have a Merit lipstick, very similar to that Armani one, no? Like, the Armani one is a little bit cooler, while the Merit one is a little bit more saturated, a little bit warmer. This is in the shade Mason. Then we have another What's Up Beauty lipstick in the shade Seba. Another What's Up Beauty lipstick in the shade Eye of Raw. A Maybelline matte lipstick, the Power Matte lipsticks I think is what they're called. Nude Caramel. I used to love Nude Caramel. I thought it was so beautiful on the lips. Looking at it here, it's looking really orange. Maybe it's because it's by a lot of cool tones or just pinks in general. I used to really like that one. And then another one of those L'Oreal like slim lipsticks right under that. This one is La Wood Nonchalant. Really pretty cool tone, kind of taupey tone on myself. And then we have another matte Milani lipstick in the shade Secret. Really pretty. A Makeup by Mario lipstick, actually. This one is in the shade Annie, and you see a lot of warmth coming off of that one as well. Second to last, another one of the L'Oreal lipsticks, and this one is 129 Le Nude Defiant. Definitely my most worn of the L'Oreal lipsticks. And then lastly, a Laura Mercier Caviar Hydra Cream lipstick, not the matte, Hydra Cream, and this is 689 Le Moraes. Quite pink for me, I've got to say. I think this one in Armani 112, that one can go, and I'm going to keep 117, was it? 117. I'm going to keep that one in the Merit lipstick. I think I can let the What's Up Beauty Seba go, and I'm going to keep the Eye of Raw. The Maybelline one, it's just looking a bit warm. I don't know. Is that a good thing? Because I feel like I haven't kept a ton of like really warm tones. Have I kept any of these? Oh yeah, I have. This is a maybe. This one I'm unsure about, but we'll keep it for now. The L'Oreal lipstick, it's really pretty, but it's pulling really taupe, and I feel like maybe that one's not the best for me. Same with that Skin by Kim. That one and the L'Oreal one are giving me the same amount of cool tone, so I'm going to donate that one. And then that last one, the Laura Mercier one, it's just so pink, so I'm gonna get rid of that. All right, wow, that's a lot of reds. That's a lot of reds and a lot of random ones that I don't know what happened. We were doing pretty well up until this like fuchsia color. A lot of these look very similar. A lot of them look very different. Let's just go in. So Merit Signature Matte Lip in the shade Black Tie is going to be the first one. Another Merit Signature Matte Lip in Power. That one's more berry compared to Black Tie. Makeup by Mario lipstick. This is in the shade Alicia, followed by the second red lip that I have from Makeup by Mario, which is Kiana. They're very similar, but I will say Alicia's a bit more blue based red, and then right under that, this beautiful red from Milani in the shade Red Flag. I would say that's a pretty true red as well. Guys, that's not a red. It's not a red at all. NARS Take Me Home. I thought it was a red because of the packaging, but it's not. Looking at it, I'm like, wow, that's freaking gorgeous. And then we have 3 of the Charlotte Tilbury Kissing lipsticks. I did do a full video on these lipsticks. This one is the shade Fame Flame, so more of an orangey red. After that, we have Mark of a Kiss, so that is a blue-based red. And then under that is our last Charlotte Tilbury one that's more of a bricky tone, and this one is Cinematic Red. So kind of a brick tone, kind of berry tone, terracotta-like thing. And then we have 3 of the L'Oreal like slim lipsticks that we've seen already. We have number 193 Le Rouge Determination, so more of a fire truck red right there. And then the random fuchsia, you guys, the random fuchsia, 183 Le Carmen Courage, that's that one. And then starting again with red, number 203 Le Rouge Avant Garde. I love this one. It's like a brick red, it's so beautiful. Not really a red, kind of like a desaturated red, I guess, if you really want to stretch it. This is from Mango People. It's one of their multi-sticks in the shade Jalebi. They sent this one to me in PR a while back. Actually, no, I think I bought this one and then I got a different one in PR. Maybe this one I got in PR. This one is in the shade Fudge. That one is right there. Then we have another one of those Maybelline like matte lipsticks, the slim ones. This one is in the shade More Auburn. Really pretty, kind of like, I would say a brown leaning red shade. And then we have some true reds going on. So another Merit Signature lipstick with the like black tube. This one is in the shade Vermilion. And the last 3 right up here, because I ran out of room, we have a Laura Mercier Caviar Hydro Cream lipstick in 555 Madison Avenue. Another one of those lipsticks. This one is 571 Rue de Rivoli, kind of a berry tone, and then more of a burgundy red, which is 579 Prince Street. Right off the bat, I think Merit Power can go. We can donate her this one right here. I think the Makeup by Mario in Kiana, this more berry tone, can go. I want to keep more true blue or rich terracotta tones. I think those suit me really well. I'm going to keep the Charlotte Tilbury ones because I think those are good reference point lipsticks. And this one, while it is a berry like the other 2, we're going to go ahead and donate. This one has a little bit more red and a little bit more of like a desaturated look than those 2, so I think it still works. I'm going to get rid of that magenta because I don't wear shades like that anymore. I love this red. It's so gorgeous. Definitely keeping that. I want to keep these. I want to play around with the Mango People one more, and I'm very interested to keep using the Maybelline one. And out of these, I'm going to get rid of that middle shade, which is 571 Rue de Rivoli, and we'll keep the other ones. So we're getting rid of 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we're going to keep the rest right here. All right, and here's what we're left with. So we're going to get rid of these, donate these, and then these are the ones that we are keeping. Again, not the best, but also pretty good for a first pass, and I really am happy with what I kept. So I took out all of these like glossy lipstick type of products that I had, and I was gonna go ahead and like like color coordinate them and all those things. I actually wear these quite often, so I know like what I like and what I want to keep. So I'm just going to show you guys. This is everything that I'm going to keep. Again, I'm trying to make sure that I keep all of the different brands and products, at least one of each that I know that I want to use as references. So for instance, like the Maybelline Glaze Crazes, the e.l.f. lip plumping pens that I had purchased when they first released, the LYS glossy sticks that I'm still kind of testing out, like I'm still getting to know them, the Hourglass ones, the Versed ones. These are so good if you guys have not tried these yet. Also, Hard Candy has a version, She Glam has a version, Tarte has a version. I have some nude sticks here. So yeah, just a hodgepodge of things. I really enjoy reaching for these, pairing them with lip liners, wearing them alone. Like these are easy for me. I love these. Let me show you guys which ones I'm going to go ahead and pass along. So there are a couple here from, what is it? Lottie London, the Cheeky Kiss ones that I just had never opened, and I had meant to open them. So I think that these deserve to go somewhere else. I want to donate these. I have about 4 of them. I have a Kaja one as well that's still in the box, so I would like to donate that one as well. A couple of the e.l.f. plumping lip pens that I don't ever reach for, and then one of the NYX Slick Click fat oils. So all of these will be going elsewhere, and then I'm going to keep all of those. All right, so really quickly, I want to show you guys kind of like the lip stains, glossy lip stains that I have. I don't think I'll be able to swatch these, one, because I have some stains going on here from the red lipstick swatches that we did, and 2, because for the most part, I really do feel like glossy lip stains and stains in general are still having a moment. They are still ever changing and evolving. There's some that are coming out from different brands and stuff like that. So I would like to keep these. I love reaching for a stain, whether I wear them alone, whether I wear them as a foundational color for other lip combos, you know, even the ones that I'm not crazy about, like this one, for instance, from ColourPop. This is the Hydra Pop. I was not a huge fan of this one. I talked all about it in a recent video where I was talking about like trying all the brand new lip stains. Did not love that one. I do have some older ones, such as the Huda Beauty lip stains. These are the lip blushes. If you guys remember these when they first came out, I really enjoyed these, and I feel like no one else did. And she had said in her video where she was talking about where they were creating the lip stain pens, their end goal was to end up with lip stain pens, but they had come out with these in the meantime, and they were like testing out lip stains and stuff like that. So knowing that information now, I would like to compare these to the lip stains. So I'm gonna do that eventually. We have some of the NYX Lip IVs, the Violet FR, my very loved Ulta Weightless Water Stain. We have a Sephora Collection, Juicy Lip Tint, the Kulfi ones that I absolutely love. These are some of the best lip stains if you guys haven't used them. I also have a couple of the Palladio lip stains, which I'm not a huge fan of them, but again, I feel like it's necessary in order to compare all of the different lip stains, as well as all of the lip stains at all price points, including Benefit ones. The L'Oreal lip stains, I'm not crazy about. These just came out, so I would like to hold on to them, compare them, keep testing them, giving them a chance. I have a lot of the Sachu lip liner stains, some Milani lip stains, Rare Beauty, Fenty, M Cosmetics, like literally all of them. I may go in during my second pass of decluttering to get rid of specific colors, but right now, I think these are going to stay put. I think I'm going to keep these. Oh, NYX lip liner, CoverGirl lip liner, like all the things. I'm keeping all of these because, again, really good reference points. If I didn't have to keep stuff for work, what would I get rid of? The ColourPop Hydra Pops, probably. Oh, I would definitely get rid of this one. I did not like this one. Palladio's Jelly Tint, as well as the Palladio lip stain pens. Maybe a few colors of the lip blushes, but I do like these, and I would probably get rid of the L'Oreal lip stains and the Wet n Wild pen stain. And again, this is all like if I didn't need them for work, but I do believe that they are helpful for me to have and to compare, and for content, and just for suggestions and information for you guys. Okay guys, we are moving on to our lip glosses and lip oils. So here I have what I would consider more of the lip oil category, and then here is what I would consider more the lip gloss category. Now it is kind of confusing because I feel like marketing and branding these days holidays, lip oil, lip gloss is always like a hybrid type of thing. So I just did it based on the names of them and the way that they feel and stuff. So I want to categorize out by colors in the lip oils and then categorize by colors in the lip glosses. But first we're going to do what we've been doing, and I'm going to like pick out the ones that I know that I really love, the ones that I reach for, the formulas that I have like maybe one that I want to keep in case I need to reference them or like talk about them in future videos. So let me do that really quickly and then I'll be back with you guys. Okay, I had some overflow here also that I was picking out, but these right here, I don't know if you guys can see it. Let me scoot it up. So this little container and these are the things that I'm going to be keeping. So I'll really quickly go over them. They are, again, like I said, a lot of things that I reach for that I like wearing often, and ones that I have like one-offs of that I want to make sure that I keep in the collection so that we have things to reference for other videos and stuff. Firstly, I have this NARS lip oil. That is the only one that I have in that formula, as well as my Dior lip glow oils. I do have two of these. I do wear them often, and I want to make sure that I have these in the collection to reference. My Patrick Ta lip gloss in the shade Obviously. I'm pretty sure that I got another one of these whenever I got a holiday kit for PR, but this one definitely is my favorite of the two, and I actually really like this lip gloss, so I'm keeping that. And again, it's the only one that I have. Some clearance lip oils, I have a couple, but I'm definitely going to be keeping the shade Chocolate because this is my most worn. I do find the scent to be quite strong and not my favorite, but I do like the way that these feel. It's a very true lip oil. It doesn't feel like a gloss whatsoever. I do have my most used Merit lip glosses, tinted lip oils. These are lip oils, but I treat them kind of like lip glosses. So we have the shade Taupe. This is my all-time favorite of the Merit lip oils. And then we have Twin Set and Biarritz. These two released this year, and I've been really enjoying those as well. My Westman Atelier Squeaky Clean Lip Balm in the shade Garçon. I love this. This is so good. It says it's a lip balm, but I think it's somewhere between a lip gloss, lip balm type of texture. It's kind of a liquefied lip balm, but slightly more sticky than what you would assume a lip balm would feel like. Not like the Too Faced Pillow Balms. Those are definitely more balmy. This one feels a little bit thinner than those, but I love this. It's my only one. I really was looking at getting more of these because I love the formula so much, but this is the only shade that I feel like really calls out to me. And then I have my Lawless Forget the Filler in Cherry Vanilla. These lip glosses are insanely good if you guys have never tried them. And this one's in my project pan. As you can see, I have the little marks right there, and we're definitely doing a number on this, so of course I have to keep that one. I am keeping this NYX Duck Plump lip gloss. So I have told you guys over and over again, I'm not a big fan of this. It is definitely not my favorite, but I do keep this one in the collection so that I have one to reference whenever we're talking about like plumping lip glosses. I will be keeping all of my Amicole lip glosses. These are ones that I have purchased through the years and ones that I've been given in PR. Amicole just recently went out of business. I was so sad, and I did pick up two of my favorite lip glosses whenever they announced that they were closing. I got another one of the shade Excellence. I purchased the shade Witty as well, and these are incredible. I don't think you can get your hands on them anymore, but I'm definitely keeping these and I wear them often. Same with the Say Glossy Bounces. I've told you guys in the past, these are by far one of my favorite lip gloss, lip oil textures. When these first came out, I was immediately in love with these because I loved the way they felt on the lips, and I really enjoy the colors. I like the amount of pigmentation because they don't ever come off too opaque, too sheer. They're like perfectly in the middle. I can wear them alone. I can wear them with a lip liner or a lip combo. I reach for these whenever I just want to make sure that I love my lip combination. I have one Essence lip oil. This is quite new, I believe, to their line, so I'm keeping that one, as well as this Tier lip oil. They sent me, I'm pretty sure, the entire collection, and I kept this one, the red one in Rosy lip oil, and I'm going to keep that for reference. The House Labs lip oils, another favorite of mine. I love this orange one. It's a pH changing one. The other ones are not. These are cream colors, but these feel incredibly lightweight on the lips. They give you, again, that perfect sheer tone of pigmentation that just looks so natural and juicy on the lips. It's not too like heavy looking on the lips either. They really are such versatile lip products. Also keeping these these L'Oreal Plump Ambition Hyaluron lip oils. This one is in the shade 641 Latte Glossy. These are quite plumping on the lips, and they're a newer lip plumper at the drugstore, so I want to keep that one, as well as Tower 28. So I have a ton of these. It's going to be really hard to narrow these down because I really like these lip glosses. These are more opaque lip glosses, and they kind of leave this sort of lacquer-like finish on the lips. It looks really beautiful, but some of them are definitely getting older. But this shade in Pistachio I wear often. I really like the milky pinkness of it, and it just looks incredible. I have one of the Charlotte Tilbury plumping lip glosses. This is in Fair Medium Pillow Talk. This one is quite plumping as well, and I'm keeping this for reference. I think it's a really good one. I don't reach for it as often as other glosses, mainly because I don't always like wearing a lip plumper. Most of the time I'll prep my lips with the Dr. Dennis Gross lip plumper before going in with my lip color, but I am going to keep that one. Two of my favorite Maybelline Lifter gloss shades, the shade Gummy Bear and the shade Bubblegum. Again, these are going to be slightly more sheer tones when it comes to the lip glosses, and they just warm up the face really nicely. They suit a lot of lip combos, and they just make the lips look super juicy. I have one Charlotte Tilbury Collagen Lip Bath. This is in the Pillow Talk Deep. That one is really nice. Clinique's Black Honey Lip Gloss. Of course, I have to keep that one because, like I mentioned before, Clinique Black Honey is definitely something that comes in and out all the time in the beauty space. So it is really nice to have this for reference for you guys, especially when it comes to shade. I have a Buxom Full On Lip Gloss in the shade Moscow Mule. This is a beautiful warm toned brown shade, and I find that the Buxom lip glosses don't feel uncomfortable for a plumper. They're kind of like on the minty side of things. I have another Amicole lip gloss or lip oil. I have one Juvia's Place lip gloss in the shade Bronze Rose. This one is quite old. It smells fine though, and I love this shade. It's a neutral nude shade with a little hint of pink, and it tops a lot of lip combos really well. I have one Makeup by Mario lip gloss in the shade Berry. This is the only one that I own in the line. It's good, but it's definitely not my favorite. So again, I am keeping this for work reasons. A Rare Beauty lip balm. These are very similar to the Too Faced Pillow Balm lip balms. This is in the shade Nearly Neutral. It's a really beautiful, very easy lip color to wear. I have one of the lip plumping glosses from e.l.f. This is the shade Praline. I am just going to keep this so I have it for references, especially for the drugstore. And lastly, I have these. These are going to be my favorites in terms of the colors that I have for each individual product. So the IT Cosmetics Confidence in a Serum Gloss. I'm not sure what shade this one is, but it's like the nudie rose shade. Yeah, I don't see the color, but this one I do like the most out of all of them. I have a Rem Beauty lip gloss. These are okay. I was really excited about these and I wore them quite often when I first got them. This is in the shade Hocus Cocoa, but I don't know. Now I kind of feel like there's nothing incredibly different about these than like other lip glosses. They are nice, so I want to keep it. It's not going to be like a holy grail for me. These surprisingly do not get talked about often. The L'Oreal Lip Oil Gloss, Lip Balm, Lip Color, what are these called? It doesn't have the name on it, but it looks like this. It's a shiny packaging. They do have a matte version of this. This is in the shade 120 Rose Harmony, and this really reminds me of the Rare Beauty liquid lip balm that I just talked about in Nearly Neutral. The way that it feels, the texture, even the color is quite similar on the lips. And then one of my Pat McGrath lip glosses. This is like one of the older formulas. This is in Wicked Whisper. I bought this, I want to say 3 or 4 years ago on Black Friday, along with a couple of other lip glosses. This is definitely the one that I reach for the most. With a lot of talk about Pat McGrath, the company changing, maybe reformulating, getting new ownership and stuff, I think that it'll be nice to have these original lip gloss formulas and stuff in the collection so we can kind of compare them to new Pat McGrath formulas if they do come, as well as to other lip gloss formulas if people are looking for alternatives. So that's everything I am for sure keeping. You know, hold on, where is Fig Smoothie? Aha, Kaja Lip Oil Fig Smoothie. This is my most worn, as you can see. This used to be my project pan, but I did take it out because it was just a lot to have a lot of different lip products. So I took it out, but this one still gets a lot of love. I'm keeping that one for sure. All right, here are our rough categories. I just want to quickly say that I will be getting rid of these Lawless and Love Shack fancy lip glosses. While I think that the collaboration is really cute, these are quite glittery and they kind of come off metallic-y. Personally for me, I don't wear these often. I don't feel like I will be wearing them much at all. And I do have other Lawless lip glosses that have the same formula that I like much more than these. So I'm going to go ahead and pass these along while they're still pretty fresh. All right, now let's look at our categories here. Again, it's very rough, but I think this will do. So we have our clear glosses plus a yellow one that pretty much comes off clear right there. We have our berry tones, our more warmer pinks, our kind of lighter rose shades. We have some oranges right here. These are going to serve as more like the pinky brown rosy shades, or sorry, nude shades. These are going to be our brown nude shades. We have some red glosses, and then these are kind of like my outliers here that I don't really know what to do. I think this one actually might go in there too. I guess because these are clear though, we can go ahead and kind of talk about these. So I would like to keep this Maybelline Lifter gloss. This is the yellow one that came out in their Honey collection. This is the shade Honey, and I want to keep this one because I think that this is a really good alternative product for the Gisou lip oil, and I kind of like these better, to be honest. They stick to the lips better. I feel like they're slightly more hydrating, but they're still not like a lip oil, lip balm type of thing, you know what I'm saying? But I would like to keep this so we can kind of compare as more colors or products like these come out. For the clear lip glosses, I'm going to keep this Lawless one in Rosy Outlook. This one has a slight pinky tint to it, but it's not much, and I have used this quite a bit, so I would like to just go ahead and finish that one up. I really enjoy these It Cosmetics Confidence in a Serum lip oil lip gloss serum things, so I'll keep that one. And it does have a little bit of a holographic, not holographic, what is this called? You can see like there's like a shift there. Sorry, I'm blanking on what that is called right now. I think I'll go ahead and declutter this Unearthly Cosmetics one. It does have a bit of a greenish yellow shimmer to it, and I don't really find that that is the most flattering on myself, so I'm just gonna go ahead and let this one go. And same thing for the Morphe Drip Gloss Glazed. This is a really good lip gloss formula, don't get me wrong. I really enjoy this one. I just never really reach for this one, and it's just kind of getting older in my collection, and I'd rather someone else have this and be able to use it for their lip combos. Okay, let's look at these glosses. I really like all of these glosses. Again, I think I'm going to be keeping the Give one. This is a Dewy Plump Collagen Lip Gel, and as long as it smells okay, I'd like to keep this one because again, Give Beauty does seem like it's going out of business or it's being discontinued. So I would like to have this formula so that I could reference or find some dupes for it or similar products to it. Oh no, it smells a little off. Okay, never mind. This one is going to have to go. It does not smell the best. It kind of smells like cooking oil. You guys know I do love my orange glosses, so I'm going to keep this one in the shade Sweetheart. I'm telling you guys, orange glosses for me, it just kind of warms up my lips and it brings out the pink in my lips, believe it or not. So I'm keeping that one. I think I can go ahead and let this one go. This is from the gummy or like candy collection that Maybelline came out with. This by far was my favorite collection of lifter glosses that they came out with because all of them are beautiful. However, I think out of all of them, this one was the one, or is the one, that I wear the least. This is Peach Rings, smells so good. And then we have Merit Cara Cara. This is such an interesting lip color. I think that it is definitely more on the warm side, but for some reason whenever I'm wearing like a more bronzy look, it really does just look so good and so juicy. So for now, I think I'm going to keep this one. I don't know if it's going to stay in the collection, but I don't want to get rid of it just yet. Okay, I'm grabbing my berry toned lip colors here, and firstly I am seeing this CoverGirl Yummy Plumper gloss. I think that this is the only one that I have in the plumper formulation. This is in the shade Encouragement. I'm going to keep this one again so I have have a lip plumper from the drugstore that I can reference back to. This one, however, from Lawless is another one that is really pretty in theory. This is in the shade Violet Bloom, but I just don't really feel like it suits my skin tone very well. It's a little bit more coverage than I would like when it comes to this type of color, so we're gonna declutter that one. And you know, I'm looking at this, the Morphe Drip Gloss Glazed Lip Gloss, and the reason I had purchased these and tried them and I did a whole video on them was because I wanted to see how they compared to the Tower 28 lip glosses, and they are very, very similar. And this shade in particular, in the shade Shatterproof Mauve, really reminded me of this shade from Tower 28 in Sesame. If you are looking for an alternative, a cheaper version, this one from Morphe is definitely a really good one to look at, as well as this shade Mauve Splash. This one is the drenched version, and then this one is the glazed version. I can't remember off the top of my head what the difference is. I'm pretty sure that the drenched ones are more opaque, but either one is a really good alternative to the Tower 28 Sesame. If you have one, you don't need the other, but I'm going to keep them so I can reference them back for you guys. And I do really like these berry tones because all of these kind of come off a little bit more sheer. They almost look like a deep reddish berry, so they make the lips look really plump and full. I love all of these. Now again, this one I am kind of on the fence on. I could go either way. I could keep it, I could get rid of it, but I think this is going to be a second pass type of declutter, if any. So for now, I am going to keep these. Let's look at the reds that we have here. So this Bobbi Brown Pac-Man lip serum collection. This one is in Bare Plum. It's somewhere in the middle of a red and a berry. It feels so nice on the lips. I really understand the hype with these Bobbi Brown lip serums. I think that they feel so good and they look so good. They're very easy to reapply on the lips. I really enjoy these, as well as the Merit. Oh no, there's no shade on this. What shade was this? I can't remember what shade this is. I'm keeping this one. I like this. It's kind of like a reddish brown tone, and I think I'm going to go ahead and declutter this. This is part of the Jelly or the Jelly lip oils, and this was in Mapleton. I believe this is the only one that I kept, if I'm not mistaken. I just don't really reach for these as much as other lip oils. I'm going to go ahead and declutter this L'Oreal Plump Ambition Hyaluron Lip Oil in the shade Cherry. I like the more nudie shades more than I like the red shade. And because I'm keeping the other more nudie shade of this one, I don't find it necessary to keep this red one, so we're going to declutter that. And just looking at these, you guys, if you like the Bobbi Brown Plump Lip Serum and you're looking for some dupes, this one from Tower 28 in XOXO seems very similar, no? Doesn't that look similar? I think so. And these do look very similar, these two Tower 28 ones. This is XOXO, this one is spicy, but it's kind of yellowing right there, so I'm going to keep XOXO and I'm going to declutter spicy. Now on to our more warmer pinks that we have here. So again, I want to keep this one from L'Oreal. This is in the shade Nude Macaron, and I feel like this looks like the way that it shines and stuff and the way that it wears on the lips, it looks like a lot of high-end lip glosses, and I would like to compare them. The first one that I'm thinking of is Fenty Beauty, Fenty Glow. I think it would be really similar to that. My one Makeup by Mario lip color, this is the plumping lip color. No one seemed to like this. I liked these. This is in the shade Miss Rose. People said that they kind of like bleed all over the place and slip and slide and stuff. I am going to keep this for the formula. Pat McGrath again. This is in the shade Flesh 6. Every time I see this, I'm like, why don't I wear this more often? Truthfully, kind of forget about the Pat McGrath lip glosses, and that's definitely on me and my insanely large collection. It's just not okay, but I would like to give that a chance. I love how opaque it is. It's kind of like a liquid lipstick, and I think it's so beautiful. I definitely feel like there are some drugstore alternatives out there, at least in terms of color. I don't know necessarily in terms of the way that it wears or opacity. I would like to explore that some more. So these are all so beautiful in their own right. I feel like the Pat McGrath one is definitely a little bit warmer and reddy toned, while the It Cosmetics is a little bit cooler and purpley. And then the Physicians Formula, which I haven't talked about yet, the butter tinted lip conditioners, these are so good. Please do not sleep on them. They feel like a lip oil, like lip balm hybrid. They have great pigmentation. They wear really great alone or with other lip combos. All of these incredibly pretty. I think I'm going to keep them. For now, I'm going to keep the Pat McGrath Flesh 6. I don't know if I'm going to keep it in the collection. Again, this might be a second pass type of thing, but for now, I will give it another go. Let's look at some of these cooler nudie pinks, I guess. I'm gonna move these over. All right, guys, we have them swatched right here, and I didn't realize it, but I had another Tower 28 lip gloss in the shade Magic. This one I will be keeping, but let's talk about what I have swatched here. So first is a Fenty Beauty cream, and this is in the shade Cupcake. I believe this is the only cream formula that I have left. I did originally do a video and swatch all of the original collection when it first launched, but this is the one that I kept out of all of them. Next, we have the Milk Odyssey lip oil. This is called a lip oil, but for me, honestly, it's very much a lip gloss, and this is in the shade Trek. Tower 28 lip jelly in the shade Coconut. This is just such a fun, cute pink in my opinion. And then we have Merit Marrakesh, and I used to wear this one very, very often. If I wanted more of a warm tone, but something that's slightly sheer that could layer well, this one was a go-to for me. And then another Physicians Formula lip conditioner. This one, the name rubbed off on it. I kind of wish that they had it on the actual tube, but they have it on the label there and it's completely gone. But it's going to be more of a cool mauve-y pinky tone. That one is, yeah, definitely more pinky because we have another one right there. Right between those, we have Clinique Brulee Pop, and you can kind of see there's some micro shimmers in there. It's very subtle, slightly goldish, but it's really not too much. Another Physicians Formula lip conditioner, and this one is going to be slightly lighter and more pink versus being more mauve tone. We have an Unearthly Cosmetics lip gloss, or is this a liquid lipstick? I think it's a lip gloss. This is in the shade Ripe. Definitely going to be on the warmer side. Very similar to this shade Marrakesh from Merit. Second to last, we have this cooler rosy tone. Another lip oil balm type of texture from L'Oreal, and this is Feathery Fleur. Such a beautiful one. And then lastly, we have Buxom Hot Toddy, which again is such a cute pink. So right off the bat, I'm looking at Merit and Unearthly Cosmetics, and because I do have some of the Merit ones, I think I'll just go ahead and declutter that one so we can keep the Unearthly formula within the collection. And I think I'll also declutter the Odyssey lip oils from Milk. I'm just really not a big fan of them. I don't hear them being talked about or being asked about, so I don't think it's necessary for me to keep it in the collection, even for work purposes. So that one is going to go as well. And the rest of them, I think I will go ahead and keep. Okay, now we have our milkier pinks, our more nudie pinks, I guess you would say, except for these three. I feel like they're a bit darker than what I anticipated. This is Merit Au Naturel, very similar to Merit Marrakesh, except this one I think is not as like orangey warm. The Morphe Drip Gloss in the shade Deep Brick, this is the drenched version. This one almost gives me liquefied lipstick right here. It is very pigmented and really juicy and glossy. Another Pat McGrath, and I think this is the last one. This is in Flesh Fantasy Lust Gloss, and then Maybelline Lifter Gloss in the shade Toffee. There's something about the pigmentation of these. They're very, very similar to me to the Say Glossy Bounce in the sense that they give you the perfect amount of pigmentation to where even if the shade is very nude to your liking or something, it still somehow looks really natural on the lips. And then we have another lifter gloss, except this is the plumping version, and this is Peach Fever. And you guys, I feel it. I do feel it on my forearm. It feels quite spicy. I have that one and I have this one. So I'm only going to keep one or the other because I really don't need both. I really do just keep these for the formula, to have the formula to compare it, because I don't wear them often. And then last, we have a bunch of Lawless glosses. So this one is a Strawberry Shortcake from Lawless. It was part of their strawberry collection, and that collection was so good in my opinion. They really did very nuanced pinks, and I thought they looked amazing. So that's Strawberry Shortcake. This one is the shade Nudie. This one again is from the Strawberry collection. This is Strawberry Popsicle. Both of these so pretty. And then lastly, we have Lawless Velvet. And Velvet is one you can see is a little bit more mauve-y purple toned. I love the look of this swatch, but honestly, when I put it on my lips, it just looks a little off. Like even if I use it to top a lip combo or something, it always ends up a little bit too off. I love the swatch, but it just doesn't translate the same on my lips. So obviously this one in Velvet is gonna go from Lawless. I think think I'm going to let go of the Morphe in Deep Brick. I'm actually going to swatch Marrakesh on top of Au Naturel. They are quite different, aren't they? Au Naturel next to it actually looks more orange than Marrakesh. Okay, seeing this now with Marrakesh on top and Au Naturel underneath, I think I'm actually going to keep Marrakesh and I'm going to get rid of Au Naturel. The rest of them, if I was not keeping this Maybelline one, I'd probably go ahead and declutter it. But again, like I said, I want to keep that formula. If I do like this brownish purple one better, I might keep that instead. But for now, we're keeping all of these, and then we'll go ahead and declutter these three. All right, so I went ahead and I swatched all of these. I'm gonna do the lifter glosses with whatever I decide to keep here. But first we have another Tower 28. You guys can tell I have a lot of the Tower 28 lip jelly shines. This one is in the shade Chestnut, and you might be able to see there's a little bit of like gold running through that. And then we have a Lawless Maple Sugar lip gloss. I've actually used a good amount of this. I was obsessed with this color for a very long time. It's definitely a reddish brown that I feel like looks so flattering on the lips. We have a CoverGirl Clean Fresh Yummy Gloss, just the regular formula, not the plumping one. And this is Sunset Skies. This is newer to my collection, and I actually really enjoy this formula. I think it's done so well. Another Physicians formula. This one I actually purchased. The other ones I got in PR at an event. This is in the shade Beach Bronze, probably my most worn Tower 28 lip jelly in the shade Cashew. Cashew, Pistachio, and Almond were definitely my go-tos, but I just love how this is more of a neutral pinky brown nude shade almost. Flower Beauty RIP. This is Bronzed Crush from their Gloss Crush lip serum line. I just love how this is a nudie shade that doesn't wash me out completely. I think it's so good. Another one of the Morphe lip glosses. This is the drenched version in the shade Drip Coffee. Tower 28 in Almond. And then the last ones, we have a bunch of butter glosses. I got these years ago. They sent this to me because essentially they were saying sorry for something they did, but that's a story for another day. NYX butter gloss in the shade Cinnamon Roll. I remember, do you guys remember people were going crazy over this shade? I feel like people would love that like today more than they used to. Butter gloss in Praline. Love that shade. It's so pretty. Butter gloss in Fudge Me, my most worn of the bunch right here. And then second to last, we have Caramel, which is more of a warm, and the shade Butterscotch, which I think is a really good in-between of these two right here, Cinnamon Roll and Praline. Those two mixed together I feel like would make this, and that's perfect. Really quickly, Tower 28 Chestnut, I'm going to declutter. Morphe one in Drip Coffee, this deeper one, I'm going to declutter. Butter gloss in Cinnamon Roll, butter gloss in Caramel, and I think I'll go ahead and get rid of Tower 28 Almond because this one is getting quite old. It smells a little bit off, and looking at it swatched here with Cashew, I just feel like Cashew I'll wear more often. I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of these, and then I'll keep these. I'm a little on the fence about this one because we do have a couple of this formula already, and this is my least favorite, but I kind of want to try it again on the lips. I kind of want to see how it looks with a whole makeup look, so might be something that I end up decluttering later, but we will see. And lastly, for these more brown tones, I did swatch the Maybelline Lifter glosses plus Lawless Maple Sugar because I wanted to see how it compared to all of these. That is going to be the last one, and then the first one we have is Maple, second one we have is Caramel, third we have Toast, and then fourth we have the plumping version of the Lifter gloss in Cocoa Zing. First and foremost, I think this plumper in Cocoa Zing, I like this color better than the other plumper from Maybelline. This was the other color, so I think I'm going to keep the brown, and I'll go ahead and get rid of this pink one in Peach Fever. This also kind of reminds me of Fenty Hot Chocolate Heat, or the new one in Rose, Amber Rose, the new cooler brown that they came out with. So I'd like to keep this and compare it to those. I really like all of these shades, but I kind of feel like I'm not going to get as much use out of Caramel from the Lifter glosses, so I'll go ahead and donate donate this one, and I'm going to keep the rest of these. And the remaining Lawless glosses here, we have Daisy Pink, which is this like baby pink color, the shade Velvet Daisy, which is going to be a warmer pink color. Then we have this deeper one in the shade Juicy Watermelon. I really like this one. This is another one that goes onto the lips and it just enhances the warmth of the lips and makes it really juicy looking. And then lastly, we have Lavender Sorbet. I go back and forth with this one because I feel like it cools down a lot of lip colors really nicely, but at the same time it has like that tint of purple or tint of lavender that sometimes can throw me off. So I think I'll go ahead and donate Lavender Sorbet, that first one in the shade Daisy Pink, and then I'm going to keep these two right here in the middle. All right, and just to show you guys, this is everything that I'm keeping that's in my gloss category, and then these are all the things that we're going to be donating. I want to note that I do have a couple of other glosses here in my drawer that I'm actually going to keep in there because I know that I'm keeping them. So for instance, my Fui lip glosses, I'm pretty sure I have almost every shade, 30% and 70%, and then I have some Fenty Beauty lip glosses. These I've already gone through and I've gotten rid of any excess ones or ones that I know that I'm not going to use. So these have already been decluttered, but just know I do have some Fenty glosses and the Fui glosses, and they're staying in my collection. So here are our lip oils kind of categorized out into similar color families. So first we have our berry lip oils, we have our brownish red lip oils. These are going to be kind of our, how would you explain these? Like warmer pinky nude shades, some coral peachy tones. These are going to be all the ones that have shimmer and glimmer in them. I have one random clear one, except I feel like this one from Sigma is also supposed to be clear, just the sheer pinks. Then we have some orange glosses and a yellow gloss right there, our more nudie pinks, our true brown nudes, and then we have some reds right there. I think that this is a pretty good starting point, if I do say so myself. Let me go ahead and pull some stuff out here with you guys before we get to swatching. So the first thing that I see gonna be this Clinique Black Honey lip oil. It has separated a lot. Clearly I have not used this in a while, but again, Black Honey anything I would like to keep within my collection, so we're keeping her. I am a really big fan of the In Beauty Project Lip Glaze lip oils. If you guys cannot tell, I have a ton of them just kind of scattered around here, but I'm definitely going to keep Pina Colada. It's going to be this shimmery bronze tone. It doesn't look super wearable, but it actually looks beautiful when you top it on top of other lip combos. It just brings a little extra juiciness, a little extra shine to the lips, and it always looks so stunning. Some Kaja lip oils. I cannot get enough of these Kaja lip oils. I feel like they feel very thin, they feel very hydrating, and they have the perfect amount of sheerness to them where they're super versatile. And I'm keeping both of these shades, Plum Paloma and Cherry Cola. If you wanted one, I would say go with Cherry Cola because even though it looks darker in the tube, it actually goes on quite sheer. A lip color I would like to keep from e.l.f. This is their lip oil in the shade Chocolux. I'm also going to keep Glazed Donut. Again, this is one that it doesn't seem like it would be super wearable, but because it's more sheer and the sparkles are suspended in a quite thick lip oil, it really spreads nicely on the lips and it just makes whatever lip color you're wearing look even more shiny, even more juicy and glossy on the lips. So I'm going to keep that one as well. I'm looking at the Milani Fruit Fetish lip oils. Obviously, I would like to keep some of these formulas within my collection, but I don't think it's necessary for me to have all of the ones that I have laid out here. But I do think that I'm going to have to swatch them to just make sure that I keep the one that's going to do the best for me, I think. Same thing with all the other ones. I want to make sure I have at least one from each brand, and then we'll move on from there. I will keep this House Labs Clear lip oil. It's just a nice to have type of product. And this Milani one, again, a really good comparison to the Gisou lip oil. This one is in Passion Fruit Coconut. Those are all the ones that really stick out to me from the get-go. So let's go ahead and swatch some of these. I was going to go in and like start swatching all of them, but then I was like, let me give this a really good look. And I did swatch a good amount of these products just now on my lips so I could kind of see them and compare them and stuff. And I just went ahead and picked out all the ones that I feel like I can go ahead and donate and get rid of. By the way, this is a lip cream. It is not a lip oil, so I'm going to take this out. But here are all of the ones that I'm going to go ahead and get rid of. Firstly, and all of these I still have formulas of, they're just the specific colors that I think I can go ahead and move along. So in Beauty lip oil in Candy Cane, and another in Beauty, this is Fruit Punch, this shade in Raspberry Rosé. One of the Kaja lip oils, I was very tempted to keep it, but to be honest, this one from Kaja is a little bit more up my alley. This is Raspberry Refresher, and then this one is Apricot Allure, so I'm going to declutter that one. One of the Hard Candy lip slides, this is the creamy lip oil. I do much prefer the sheer lip oils, this one, the lip repair oil from Hard Candy, over the creamy lip oil, but I would like to keep at least one of the creamy lip oils, so I'm actually going to keep this one from them, and I'm going to declutter that. Some Summer Fridays lip oils, I have a good amount of these. I'm pretty sure I have most of the shades because I bought the original collection to do a video on, and then at a YouTube event they gave us the extension. So I'm going to declutter Soft Mauve and Pink Cloud. I think these were two that I purchased when they first came out. I like these shades, but again, I have enough, and I have a couple of the Summer Fridays lip oils in different shades that I much prefer to keep. A NYX Fat Oil, this one is Live in the Cream. This is definitely more of a cool nude tone, and I prefer this one, a Splash of Cream, over this super nude one, so I'm going to get rid of that one. I have a bunch of Milani lip oils that they had sent me. I had tried some and I decluttered them, and then I got some in PR. This is a mixture of both those things. Some of these aren't open yet, like these two aren't open yet, and these two I just don't like as much as the other shades that I have. Cranberry Currant, Candy Apple, Mulled Wine, which by the way, I don't like the way that the mulled wine smells, and then Strawberry Melon. That one smells really good, but I'm keeping Cherry Lime over Strawberry Melon because I like the way this one looks on the lips more. One of the Sigma Renew lip oils, I have a couple of these lip oils, but I'm going to declutter the shade Tranquil. I will say though, one time I wore this to get coffee with my best friend. At the end of it, I felt like I slightly had butthole lips, and I was not a fan of that. But again, I want to make sure that I have at least one. I'm keeping this one in the shade Tint, just so I have the formula. And then one of the Bare Minerals lip oils in Delight. I'm keeping this deeper pink in the shade Adore from them. So that's everything that we're going to get rid of. The rest of them I will be keeping, and I may do another round of declutter at some point, but for now, this is what I'd like to keep. So I went ahead and I grabbed the rest of the stuff that was in my second drawer that I wanted to organize and go through. There are things in that drawer. I still can't say it, I'm sorry. There's still things in there that I know that I'm keeping, so I didn't even bother to take them out. But these are the things that I'm keeping, and then this is everything, plus these that I'm getting rid of. The reason I have these separated out is because these actually smell pretty bad, like they've definitely gone off, so I'm just going to go ahead and toss these. I bought all of these to make a video on them when they first launched. Same with this one, and they just do not smell right anymore, so I'm going to throw them away. I don't want to risk putting them in the same pile and tossing, or I'm sorry, accidentally like giving it away, you know? But everything here I'm going to get rid of, mainly because I have other shades in the same formulas that I like more. I don't really see the need to have like duplicates and stuff, especially because I want to just have things I know I'm going to be using and only have formulas to reference back, like maybe one or two shades of each one, just so we can try to keep the collection smaller, or at least, you know, decrease it a little bit. There's some things in here like these liquid matte lipsticks from What's Up Beauty that I recently got that I still need time to test out. You know, there are one-off formulas in here. I love these Florasis lipsticks and lip stains. I have a couple of these. I'll just kind of sift through it so you can see the formulas that I've kept. I found some more of these Makeup by Mario lip colors, by the way, and I kept half of them, and then half of them are in this donate pile. I think that's almost everything everything in my lip products. Now, I will say that I do have 2 trays of Asian lip products that I haven't gone through, and I'm gonna do that one off camera because I do find with lip stains and stuff, I have to actually try them on, swatch them, and wear them to get an idea of what I want to keep because they do kind of oxidize and change on the lips. I did want to do this off camera because this video is just getting incredibly long, and I figured this part would be kind of boring. And I think last but not least, we have lip liners. Lip liner galore. The last couple years, I have really loved lip liners. There's something about them that I can't stop buying them. Well, I have stopped buying them, but for a while there, I could not help myself. I think this is going to be the first time that I'm decluttering these on camera with you guys. So I'm going to do the same thing, kind of put them in color categories, although a lot of these are very, very similar, and then we're just going to go from there. Okay, let's pull everything out that I know I love. All right, so I pulled out the ones that I know that I love, the ones that I reach for often, and the ones that I still need some extra time with, such as the Sochi Beauty lip liner and the Makeup Forever Artist Color Extreme pencils. And you know, my go-tos, I have the Rhode lip shapes, some of the Romand lip matte pencils that I'm testing out. I love these Maybelline lifter liners. All of them are gorgeous. Glossy Buff is in my project pan, so I'm keeping her. This hard candy one in the shade Boyfriend is incredible. I'm still testing out some of these Singe Beauty lip liners that are pretty good. I have one Ami Cole lip liner, which again, they did recently go out of business, so I'm keeping that. I love that shade as well. A couple of different go-to MAC lip liners here that I tend to reach for often. Some of the Merit lip liners. This MPH one I'm still testing, but that's not the one I was looking for. Oh, here it is. The Bare Minerals Freestyle, that is discontinued, and I miss her. Actually, I don't miss her. She's right there. Same with these. I really enjoy all of these as well. This is probably one of my newer ones that I got for Black Friday. A really good mixture of high-end drugstore, a lot of nude shades, a lot of contouring shades, all those things. Now what I want to do is kind of try to organize this within colors and see kind of what we have going on here and then go from there. I will be honest with you guys, I have recently done a declutter for my lip liners in the last couple of months, so I'm not sure if I'll get rid of many, if any at all, but we will still try. I'll still try to do that for you guys. All right, so here's kind of what we have going on. Again, super rough. So these are going to be some of our brown, cool tone brown, deeper shades here. These are going to be our more rosy shades, slightly pinky berry shades. These I think are the red tones. These are the berry tones, and then these are going to be like my version of nudie pinky brown tones, essentially the ones that will serve to contour my lips. So let's go in and try to narrow this down. Again, I know I'm going to be quite lax with this one, if I'm being honest. All right, here's what we got going on, friends. So I had this one there, but it's not opened yet, so I'm gonna go ahead and put this in our donate pile. Rare Beauty Devoted, a pretty, very true blue red. Followed by that, we have ColourPop in Click, kind of an orangey red. The NYX Slide On Pencil is third, and this is Brick House, and this actually smells like it's gone off, which makes sense. This is very, very old. After that, we have this beautiful shade from Rare Beauty. This is Bold, and actually it's more of a subdued red there. Huda Contour, Lip Contour 2.0 is a universal red. I would say this is a little bit more berry leaning than the Rare Beauty one. Wonder Skin in Mahogany, a beautiful, slightly terracotta red there, and then followed by Laura Mercier in Red Velvet. After that, we have another Laura Mercier in Precision Plum. It doesn't look plum to me. I mean, it's definitely a berry tone, but not plum. And then the e.l.f. Cream Glide Lip Liner in the shade Red Receipt. Very orange next to everything else. One of my BK Beauty lip liners. This is in the shade, is it Alter Ego? Is that the shade? I think that might be the shade. Charlotte Tilbury Lip Cheat in Mark of a Kiss. I got this whenever I bought those other red Charlotte Tilbury lipsticks. Lastly, this Lisa Eldred in Cinnabar. Right off the bat, the NYX one, that one is gonna go. It's beautiful, but it's definitely gone off. This e.l.f. one, I'm gonna go ahead and take off because it is quite bright. Out of the two Laura Mercier ones, I think I'm going to pass along Red Velvet, that more sheer one at the top, and ColourPop's Click. I don't foresee myself wearing that one much at all. So I think we're gonna stick with these. We're gonna get rid of those, and then we are keeping these. Next, we have what I considered or thought were going to be like berry tones. So first we have Lawless Honey Rose. That is such a unique one, I think. It's slightly mauve, it's definitely cooler, it's a little grayish purple, really beautiful. Huda Beauty lip contour in Very Berry. We have this Juvia's Place lip liner in Cola. If you guys haven't tried these lip liners, they are so creamy, they stay on really well, they have great shades. Fenty Beauty traced out lip pencil in Bordeaux, I think that's how you say it. I recently got this from my YouTube event that I went to in October, and then I can't get this off, but Milani Hot Tamale, gorgeous shade. That looks like a perfect cool tone contour. And then the shade Fire Sign, also a gorgeous shade. So out of these, you guys, I think that I can go ahead and get rid of Fenty Bordeaux. Even though I just got this one, I have tried it a couple times and it just doesn't really fit in with my lip combinations. I feel like it's just a little bold on myself, and I think while it's fresh, I would like to move this along and give it to someone who can get a lot of use out of it. As well as the Milani in Fire Sign, I just like Hot Tamale more, and I feel like they're so similar. I just probably don't need both of them. I'm going to keep the other four. Now we have our more rosy, kind of nudie tones here. I tried to swatch this one from Sweet Beauty, but look, you guys, I sharpened it, and look, before I sharpened it, this thing was already broken, and I tried to swatch it. I was like, okay, well, maybe I can still swatch it. It's pretty much dried out, so we're gonna go ahead and toss that one. We're not going to give that one away, obviously. The first one is Milani Go All Pout. The second one, also from Milani, Over the Top. Third, we have Wonder Skin Contour Lip Liner in the shade Mauve. Beautiful shade. And these are quite long lasting as well. Not super long lasting, but they do last longer than like your standard lip liner. And then we have the shade Rosewood right underneath of that one. After that, Laura Mercier Plush Pink. They did send me like pretty much all of the lip liners in PR, and then I had gone in, tried them, decluttered some. Hourglass Tempt number 3. Honestly, very, very similar to the Laura Mercier one. Charlotte Tilbury Love Trap right under that. We have Charlotte Tilbury again, 90s Pink. A classic MAC Soar right here. I've used a good amount of this one. I've had it for years. If you guys haven't tried these power lines from Buxom, they're incredible. I think this is Hush Hush Henna is the name of that one. And lastly, Persona Cosmetics 90210. I love all of these, I truly do. And again, in a perfect world, I wouldn't keep both of these because they're so similar. Actually, I do think I have some Laura Mercier ones in like these other collections. Maybe I will declutter this one if I don't end up with another one in a different section here from Laura Mercier, then I will keep it. But for now, this will go in our declutter pile. This shade from Wonder Skin in Rosewood, I'm going to get rid of because I will be keeping that first one, which is Mauve. I feel like that'll be a better contour shade than Rosewood. So those two can go, plus the Swede one, like I mentioned. I think I'm pretty happy with that. So those will go, and then the rest we will keep. Okay, lots to get through on this one. We have first MAC Whirl, second Huda Beauty Warm Brown. I love that one. Tower 28 one liner in Draw Me. That is quite dark for a lot of my lip combos that I enjoy. Wonder Skin in Cocoa, very cool toned brown. And then we have Huda Beauty in Terracotta. We have 3 Skin by Kim liners, and again, this has been discontinued. This is Nude 14, Nude 12, and Nude 13. Aren't they like all basically the same color? Laura Mercier in Brown Tulle, 1999 in the shade Barna, except I think that this might be an eyeliner. I'm not sure. Makeup by Mario in Milk Chocolate. Elf Cosmetics in Espresso Martini. Huda Beauty Rich Brown Lip Contour. That's a beautiful one, slightly plummy. NYX Suede in Cold Brew, and I believe this is the OG formula if I'm not mistaken. Pumpkin. Then we have another NYX one in Nutmeg, another Juvia's Place in the shade Brownie. Second to last is Tan, and the very last one is Daniel. Tower 28 in Draw Me, a bit dark, so I'm going to remove that. Same with 1999. I think this is an eyeliner. The Skin by Kim one, I really don't need all of them. 13 and 14 basically are the same color. Let's see. They are very creamy though. I'm just going to deepen it so we can really see the colors here. I'm thinking in terms of keeping it for a contour, so I'm looking at which one I think might be the best contour, you know what I'm saying? I think I'll keep 14. That first one, and I'll keep 12 and I will declutter 13. Laura Mercier in Brown Tulle. Oh wait, is that Brown Tulle? Wait, did I do the wrong one? I think I did the wrong one just now. I think this is Brown Tulle. Yeah, Laura Mercier and Brown Tulle can go. Espresso Martini, this one right here, that's gonna go. Yeah, and I think that's it. We're removing these guys right here, and then we're gonna keep these. Second to last category, we have these like pinky brown nude type of shades here, and I tried to swatch this one from NYX in Sandstorm, but this one is dead. It is dried out, so I'm going to put that one aside. All right, so 1999, this is in Nutra. Sephora gel liner in the shade Knock on Wood is second. Too Faced lip liner third in Cinnamon Swell. These are great lip liners, and they really are very plumping on the lips. Huda Beauty lip contour in Sandy Beige. That looks like a great contour shade, doesn't it? Truth or Bear from e.l.f. That is this one right here. It looks a bit more on the mauve tone. Oh, sorry, that's not Truth or Bear. That is Mauve Aside. Truth or Bear is later. So that is that one. Then we have Lawless in Kiss. Anastasia Beverly Hills in the shade Parchment. It's a little bit of this like warm terracotta tone. And then we have Truth or Bear from e.l.f. So more of that pinky tone there. I think this is my only About Face lip liner. It's the matte lip liner in the shade Incinerate, followed by Wonder Skin in the shade Walnut. I think that's a beautiful contour shade as well. Milani Spice. This is a classic one, followed by Milani Hot Shot, which is again a beautiful contour shade. It looks very similar to Walnut from Wonder Skin. It looks really similar to Too Faced Lip Injection and Huda Sandy Beige. Then we have Jones Road in Rosewood, another mauve tone, but I kind of like this one more than I like the e.l.f. one, honestly. Lawless in Cinnamon is going to be our second to last one. Third to last, I'm getting confused. Toasty is our second to last from Makeup by Mario. And then Buxom, again, one of these Buxom ones in High Def Honey. This is a newer one to me. I'm going to swatch my Bare Minerals Freestyle next to some of these that I think might be similar. Ooh, hello. That's like a perfect match. Is that Parchment? I think I already knew that. Okay, so it looks like the Bare Minerals Freestyle lip liner might be a dupe for the Milani Hot Shot right there. I think that's going to be the closest one, so definitely keeping that, because you guys know the Bare Minerals Freestyle is one of my most worn holy grail lip liners, and I've been looking for a dupe for it forever. Turns out I might have one. I am going to keep the Sephora one and the Huda one too, since they are close. So I'm going to get rid of Truth or Bear, that more pinky tone. I'm going to remove the 1999 because I don't see myself wearing that really. Lawless in Cinnamon is also going to go. e.l.f. Mauve Aside, I'm going to declutter as well. Because I don't have another About Face liner, I'm going to keep this one. I usually would go ahead and just declutter that because it's not my favorite shade if I'm comparing it to all of these. I'm going to keep everything else and we're going to remove those. Okay, and here we have our last grouping. So the first two are going to be from Laura Mercier. This one is in the shade Luxurious Mauve. Then we have the shade Elegant Blush. I do like the first one more than that second one. Then BK Beauty in the shade Warm Spice, followed by another Maybelline lifter liner in the shade On It. Then we have Makeup Forever. This is the shade 3C. And then Hourglass in Uncover 4. So I guess I do have two of the Hourglass lip liners in two different shades. Another Skin by Kim. This is in the shade Nude 10. And then we have Rimmel in Cappuccino. It's my only Rimmel one. Next we have Nude Truffle by NYX. This one is going to be a cooler version, I think, of that Rimmel one, or a little bit less saturated too. KKW Beauty. Do you guys remember KKW Beauty? This is nude too. I got this whenever I was still working at Ulta, actually like years ago. And then we have Gen C. This is Cognac number 3, that one right there. And I have this one from Clio Cosmetics. It's a K-beauty brand in the shade Coffee Brown. And honestly, you guys, I swatched this and I put it on my lips and I've tried it a couple times and it just doesn't really show up even as a contour on my lips actually. After that, we have this e.l.f. one again. This is Spill the Tea. This one surprisingly shows up a little bit more, but you can see there's a little bit of difference with the depth of those. We have another Persona Cosmetics in Rosewood. I swear half of these lip liners are named Rosewood. And then we have a Fenty traced out lip liner in the shade Peanut Butter. I love that one. Another Laura Mercier one. This one is in the shade Rosewood. Go figure. Lawless, Forget the Filler in the shade Nude Honey. That one right there, it's going to be more of a mauve-y tone. And then we have a Jones Road in the shade Nudist. That's a really pretty one. Laura Mercier in the shade Delicate Nude. That one I don't think shows up on me either. Saddle from Wonder Skin. Milani in Twice as Spice. That one actually does show up really nice as a contour shade. We have Cool Spice right here, which is a newer launch from MAC. Second to last, we have Sweet Nothing. And then we have Too Faced in Big Truffle. Okay. Lots and lots of liners. Very confusing here. I'm confused. The second one, Laura Mercier, I'm going to let that one go. This Skin by Kim in Nude 10, I'm going to let go. It's a more mauve tone. I would get rid of Rimmel Cappuccino, but I'm going to keep it for reference points. Also compare it to like high-end and drugstore lip liners and stuff like that. I am going to go ahead and get rid of that Clio one since it just doesn't show up on me at all. Nude Honey, this one right here, I'm also going to remove. Clearly, I'm not really feeling any of the cool tone, mauve tone lip colors. They just never look right on me. No matter what lip combo I try, I just am not a huge fan of them, to be honest. Yeah, I think that's good. So I'm going to get rid of those. Then I'm going to keep the rest. All right, you guys, so I want to show you. Clearly, we still have a lot of lip liners. Obviously, it's way more than I need. But again, you guys know why I'm keeping more than half of those. These are the things that we're going to go ahead and get rid of. And these are the things that we're going to go ahead and throw away. Alrighty, guys. And I feel like it's going to be a lot trying to show you everything that we're keeping. Just know it's way more than I need to keep. I'm well aware of that. But this is everything that we have gotten rid of. These are going to be the products that I'm going to be donating. I'm going to be giving away. I'm going to go through this, make sure that there's no other products in here that are technically bad so that those don't go to anyone else. But yeah, please leave in the comments down below. Again, you guys, if you know of any shelters, women's shelters, or any place that would take donations of gently used or swatch or even new makeup, please leave them in the comments down below for me. Now I'm just showing you guys how I'm organizing all of the products that I will be keeping. So a lot of the products I mentioned, I'm only keeping for reference or comparison. I have it in a separate section that I won't be putting in either of these drawers. Now for those, I'll be storing them elsewhere since they won't be products I'm necessarily still going to use and I'm going to need to test out. And as for the rest of the products, I decided to do the same thing here that we did with the blushes and the bronzers and the highlights from our last video. I sorted it by category first. So I have lip oils, lip glosses, glossy lipsticks, bullet lipsticks, lip stains, lip balms, and the list goes on, you guys know. And then within those categories, I tried to keep them within their color families. This was a little bit more difficult. It honestly wasn't as straightforward as doing it with blushes, but I did try my best here. So we aren't seeing brands grouped together. The reason I decided to do this was because, again, when I'm wanting a certain color, I can just look in that certain area versus kind of peeking through two different drawers, trying to remember off the top of my head what I have from what brands. And while I know storing these lip products upside down may not make sense for quality control, and this is not something that most people will opt to do, I sometimes find myself fumbling around trying to find a specific color and having to pull up different lip products. So by storing it upside down, I can easily see the labels, and for clear tubes, I can see the colors more clearly. And I've been testing this out for a couple of weeks, and while it hasn't been as easy with blushes like I mentioned, it still has been very helpful. And you'll see here that not all of the sections are going to be filled, and like I mentioned, I still need to go through a lot of my Asian beauty lip products, so we have space for those as well as space for products I'll be bringing in the future. Okay, let's talk about final numbers. So like I mentioned, we started with 1,150 lip products. Even though I've kept products knowing that I'll be storing them away strictly for work comparisons and for references for you guys, I did keep them in our final count just because I'm keeping it, so it makes sense in my head. So we have 978 products left with 172 removed. And to translate that into numbers, in case you guys want to know, my starting value, which includes both PR value and personal value, was a grand total of $21,543.60, and our ending value is now $18,269.63. That is insane. I cannot believe how much my makeup costs. I cannot believe how much I, an individual, own. And again, while some of these are a necessity for what I have created throughout the years, it's still mind-boggling. And while this is shocking, and it was honestly very taxing to do all of this, I'm so glad that I did this. So now let's talk about some buying guidelines I hope to adhere to this year. Now I'm calling these guidelines not necessarily rules because I find for myself, if I get too rigid, I start to feel trapped. And because this is the first time I'm doing this, I know that there's going to be some adjustments that are going to have to be made. So this year, I hope to work off of a work-only budget. And this is where I'll be filtering out my purchases based on business purchases. I've done this the last few years very, very relaxed, but I truly want to sit down and pay attention to what is really and truly a business purchase. I'm trying not to just make excuses for myself here. So what that means is that any new purchases must be for a specific video or piece of content based on a specific request from you guys, or if it's a major industry shifting release. So it's an actual viral makeup product that has either sparked a lot of curiosity or conversation, or you guys need a trusted and reliable source to come to about that product. So many times there have been products that have released that I've kind of thought myself were going to be very popular, very interesting to you guys, but turns out they weren't, because I was basing it off of my own biases, my own interests, and my own thoughts. And while that doesn't always steer me wrong, it doesn't always steer me right. So the reason I want to do this is because I have spent nearly $11,000 of my own money on lip products over 9 years, and I have enough personal shades to last a lifetime, you guys. If I buy it moving forward, it is a tax deductible business expense for reviews, not a just because treat for myself. Next guideline, the 1 out, 1 in policy. Originally, I was gonna do 2 out, 2 in, but I'm trying to be real here. So before I can even consider buying a new lip product, I have to either fully finish up a lip product or use my own time and effort to find a product within my collection that's either expired or broken or just no longer usable. Because I can't personally quit anything cold turkey, I really do want to give myself a little bit of allowance here. And if I really truly cannot get like a new lip gloss out of my head for like 3 months or something, I'll see if I can make an exception as long as I can follow the 1 out, 1 in rule. Oh, and side note, I am calling it 1 out, 1 in, not 1 in, 1 out, because it needs to happen in that order. I can't purchase one and forcibly make an excuse to out another. Another guideline I've kind of been testing out, but I want to implement it more, is that I want to purchase minis. If a lip product is available in a mini, which usually they are, I need to purchase that for a review purpose or for a video. I very, very rarely finish a full-size lip product, and obviously lip products do expire, makeup expires, and with minis I understand that they may not be the most cost-effective in theory, but if we consider realistically how much product I take in, for someone like me, it makes the most sense if I'm trying to minimize my waste. Alrighty guys, so that is everything. What a long video. If you guys are still here, please let me know that you've watched it till the end. I truly, honestly appreciate it. This will be our last audit section. I have elected to audit the rest of my collection on my own just because I feel like I've kind of exhausted my point here. But what I hope to do now is continue on this path of looking at my collection in a different lens. And I highly encourage you guys to do something similar if you have ever found yourself kind of stuck in this mindless consumerism loop, or you kind of feel helpless in these times. It truly has opened my eyes and allowed me to see exactly why my consumption is what it is and why my collection has been bothering me so much. It allowed me to literally lay everything out and have to face it. Little efforts to take action, to make yourself a little bit better every day, and to give back and try to do something good for others has really helped me, especially in the last year. So that is everything for this video. I hope that you guys enjoyed it, and I will see you in our next video. Bye.